some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Yeah, hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Where can you be a star athlete and a math superstar? Where can you
Show about
graduate school on your dream job and make friends with the journey? Where can you challenge your mind and inspire your soul? Experience a transforming education at LaGrange College, one of the South's most affordable, highly ranked institutions. Learn more at lagrange.edu.
Arnold here from Cowee the Force. Cowee the Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist.
Good morning. All right, guys, trying to get my poll question up.
Who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.coweetheforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door.
Good morning to you. Thank you.
Bring you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
When you hear music, do the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level? I'm Bruce Thornton. Join me and Donna Wood every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM, the key for our show, Lyrical Wisdom.
Good morning to you. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning.
Inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so this show will be an open discussion.
It's Weird Wednesday for you weird people out there.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ryan Peterson here, host of the Ryan Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE.
Good morning.
I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Ryan Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
This is the Make a Difference Minute.
And the Mark White Show.
Marmac Real Estate has 8 offices throughout the state of Alabama. That includes Decatur, Hartsville, Coleman, Florence, Hill,
Let's see
Los
here.
Shoals, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily reach one of those agents by going to marmac.com.
Good morning. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the poll question up.
This Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gant of Cooking with Brenda Gant in Andalusia, Alabama.
I've taught for 25 years.
All right. Good morning to you. Thank you, my friend. How you doing?
Crestmont Elementary School, and that is in Northport, Alabama. I was in my
I appreciate that. I'm going to take that as a joke. I'm not going to get mad. That would be pretty cool, man. I wish I could get paid for that, but they hadn't paid me yet. You know what I mean?
There's a group of guys in my church that said
They still owe me, brother.
Do a cooking school thing or a little cooking demonstration, whatever, for our wives. I said, look, y'all, I really don't have time, and I did not have time. But one day I was in my kitchen, I was cooking for my family for Sunday lunch. I call it dinner and supper, but I'll say lunch for you folks out there to do that. So I thought, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold my phone up, and I'm going to make biscuits. And they're not going to see me, but they're going to watch my hand, and I'm going to show them out. And I did. And I put it on my little personal video page.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Timothy, thank you, my brother. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate it.
right at 3 million. It didn't be shy of 3 million. And so that's how it started. And it's just important for me for people to be able to cook from scratch.
To find out more about cooking with Brenda Dan, follow Cooking with Brenda Dan.
Let's see. There you go. We're going to get ready to go. Finally going on. You got that right, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is period number 1, 3 periods of nonstop play. We got River Dragons hockey tickets to give away. Also this morning, it is our Weird Wednesday edition, and we're going to be inviting our good friend Sally Toole from Histories and Mysteries, tour guide, as well as, of course, author and more, joins us in the final period. But first, RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host and host, Ryan O'Neal, and I'm going to try to hole up. Oh, my goodness. I appreciate that, my friends. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a good night. 50,000 plus of you on our worldwide shoutcast. We're across our Earth Rock Radio in Arizona, the Navajo Nation, and New Mexico. Real radio as well as internet radio there. The RyanORadio media page that takes us all over the internet with 25 different apps, including iHeartRadio and Amazon Prime. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I know, across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including 99.1 FM, WQEE Rural Radio in Atlanta. And for all those out there haters, listen up to Triple H. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not, and we appreciate you being with us at the home of Southern Sports, inspirational talk, headline news, and a lot more. The RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown with you on this edition of your favorite radio show, and it's Weird Wednesday edition, so we're going to jump right into it. Good morning to Timothy joining us this morning on the YouTube page, as well as Math Musician. Thank you for joining us as well. We're going to try to oil up. We need to all do that, I guess. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share on that page. All right, our poll question's up. We'll get into that this morning as well. It's a Weird Wednesday. Sally Toole will join us, author extraordinaire, blogger, tour guide, actress, Family Feud champion, all of that mixed in one. And she's going to be with us talking about the history of baseball, which fits in with the sports, but also, since this is the RyanORadio Penitentiary, we've got to have something a little different. It's the history of sports and then those that come after. Oh, now, forever. It's like then, now, and forever. Yeah, we took that from those guys in WWE, but we're going to be talking about the unknown this morning. It's Weird Wednesday. True Crime Thursday tomorrow. Our guest will be author extraordinaire, the one, the only, Elizabeth Sarles will join us tomorrow morning, talking about another unsolved homicide in small town USA. And on Friday morning, we'll have 2 guests. In the second period of play, we'll have Jim Gossett, comedian extraordinaire from national syndicated radio shows. He's got an event coming up April 20th next weekend on a Saturday night in Roswell, Georgia. We'll be speaking with him about that. And also Holly Reese of Warrior Defenders will join us in the final period on Friday. So 3 days of nonstop fun. We've had great guests all week long, and we'll have great guests again. Next week, we're going to have some great guests as well. So get ready for all of that. We appreciate it. What's up, Pete? How you doing? Morning, Ryan and the Navajo Nation and everyone else. Is that a pineapple? I don't know what it is. It looks like a pineapple. I have to get closer to it. What's up? Our daily devotion coming up this morning. We're going to talk about some strange and unknown news. Elon Musk is in the news. He was on a recent podcast, not podcast, but television show, talking about settling on Mars and aliens and all of that stuff. He didn't believe in the aliens and the X-founder and the SpaceX founder. Oh, gold medal. Okay, appreciate that. Gold medal time. Thank you. And all that good stuff. So we'll talk about that this morning. Also, we're going to tell you about a new 9-part documentary talking about the unexplained, the unknown, and more on Netflix. Quantum Leap series that came out with Dr. Ben Song, the new version of Quantum Leap, only lasted 2 seasons on NBC. Maybe Netflix will bring it back, like I hear they're bringing back the wrestling show that, the one I got into there with the Arrow stars who started a little wrestling company in a part so-called Georgia, made up place Georgia. Maybe they'll bring that back. I hear Netflix is bringing that back too. So Netflix might be doing a few good things, even though they did a lot of bad things. They're doing a few good things. You know what I mean? You know anything? Oh, well, kind of like bologna sandwiches, yeah. Mustard, no ketchup. I don't eat ketchup on it. But mustard and cheese, put a little cheese, yeah. Tomato, yeah. Oh, Lord. People get mad. I love it when our listeners go here and joke and have a good time. Oh, wow. You might be right. You like a guy, you seem like a guy that likes bologna sandwiches. Well, yes, sometimes I do, actually. Which it keeps me I'm a normal person, right? Yeah, bologna is the cheapest thing out there, right? Hi, good morning, Warrior Defenders. How you doing? Like, subscribe, and share. But we're going to be talking about a lot of unusual things. Sally Toole will join us. We'll get you some of your headline news. On this day, scientists share first photos of a black hole, April 10th, 20. And we just had the solar eclipse the other day where so many people were getting ecstatic about that. Well, let's jump into our poll question this morning for those that are tuning in. And we appreciate it if you guys tune in, like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate that. Which show about the unknown do you watch the most? Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Haunted Highways, or Skywalker Ranch? 44% of you say you like Jason Hawks and the crew over at Ghost Hunters. Also, 33% of you love our friends at the Ghost Adventures. Skywalker Ranch is getting 22%. Sweetleaf is like, everybody on the Navajo Nation is voting for Skywalker Ranch, Ryan. Thank you very much. And Haunted Highways got 0 so far. Dana, we'll just say Dana. What indeed? Gobbledygook. Oh, yeah, I'm a guy. That's what it is. You're right, Dana. He says Ghost Hunters. Oh, wow. Yep. We like to have fun here. I'm not going to be like one of those little YouTube people. This is real radio, so we know you guys have personalities out there. Unlike everybody else, like, I'm serious on this YouTube, and you just made fun of me and made me cry. I love it that these listeners have personalities that can make jokes. Come on. Those other people are just whiner little crybabies. Thank you, Dana. Dana the Foot, is that what it is? Dana the Foot? Oh, that was a good window. I love it. I love it, brother. I appreciate it. All right. We're going to dive into it. It is about 18 minutes past the hour. You are holding at, can you believe it? Wow. In the metro Atlanta area. We are holding at, I got to get it pulled up, and I didn't have it pulled up. See, that's the other people go, well, we're going to continue talking until we get it right. I'm just going to tell you, I didn't have it pulled up yet. So the temperature pull. All right, 60 degrees. There you go. Got it right. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan, down there in Noonan. It is summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those roadies, quitters, or gooey things all. Michael the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. The Southern States Bank is East Alabama, West Georgia's perfect banking. Thank you. Islam? Is that what it is? We appreciate you joining us this morning as well. No putting down. I'm not putting anybody down, so we appreciate everybody that is tuning in on the YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. Your Southern States Bank, East Alabama, West Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Also, Lineville, Alabama, Carrollton, Georgia, Newnan, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, all bringing you a look at your traffic. Southern States Bank, the perfect banking for personal and business banking, and just located not too far from me. Located at 28 Oak, well, actually a little bit further, but 20 Oak Hill Boulevard. And next week, we're going to have our friends from Choice Hotels in with us on Tuesday talking about a brand new hotel that's a stay hotel that they're providing, the second in the country that they're providing across the country. The first one's in California. The second one will be in Georgia, and we'll have them in on the show. All right. Flowery Branch over there where at the Atlanta Falcons have their facilities, have a crash at I-99, 85 south of HF Reed Martin, exit 14, causing delays in both directions. So 7:45 Eastern Standard Time this morning. Continue moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, Cobb County crash near Cheatham Hill Road and Powder Springs Road. Lanes blocked there. 7:22 a.m. in the a.m. is when it's going to shut down. That should be another couple of minutes there. Also, travel advisory in Fulton County, ladies and gentlemen, crash blocking part of the I-20 ramp there. Exit 51 delays. Please use 78. So there you go. That's a look at what's going on with your traffic. No traffic issues in Newnan, Bullsboro, Lower Fayetteville Road, and Popular Road looking good today. Interstate 85 southbound towards towards Hogansville and Granville looking good. LaGrange, Moody Bridge Road is looking good, as well as New Franklin Road and Commerce Avenue. Going down to West Point, yes, West Point exit. Construction going on, but you can get off there. Everything is good. But if you go further down into Alabama Valley, exit 79 shut down for the next 3 to 6 months. With construction, you have to take exit 77. That's a look at your traffic, brought to you by Southern States Bank. All right, let's get into a couple other things. 21 minutes past the hour, radio news time. And it's currently still 60 degrees in the Atlanta markets. Why do you read about Islam and embrace it before it's too late and before you're deaf, since regret is useless as it is strong and true religion? Unfortunately, everybody can have their own religious thoughts, but, I believe in Christianity. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, but I have no hate for you. But I don't know, some of my other listeners might say things and I can't control them. Or I won't. All right, some headline news right quick that you need to know about before you head into anything. But I appreciate you being with us. I really do. No hate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Border Patrol news, real Border Patrol news, stuff that you're not getting on the national news or on the clickbait stuff online, the same clickbaiters that told you that the end of times was happening on Monday. So there you go. Well, Pete had Ghost Hunters. You don't watch any of those shows? Well, too bad, Warrior Defenders. All right, Border Patrol must now care for migrant children, they're saying. While they're waiting camps to be processed, the issue of whom is in charge of the children at the border is the Border Patrol themselves. It's been going on since 1997, when there was a court settlement that said that Border Patrol had to watch migrant children as they were making their way into the United States. So you see, this whole thing of coming into the United States has been going on forever. The world was supposed to end on Monday. I missed that. Yeah, I know, cooling programs. I know. We both missed it. Right? Andrew Plon says, watch none of those. I know you don't. I don't watch any of them either, but it's just a weird Wednesday question. Anyway, Border Patrol, back to what I was saying right quick. The U.S. government has custody of these children. The standards include they must be taken care of with toiletries, sinks, places to live until they're able to be processed and moved on. UAW Education Committee Conference will be held at the Walter and May Family Education Center. That's April 14th through the 20th. And there you go. You didn't miss anything. Laugh out loud. I didn't miss anything, did I? I missed anything? What do you mean? That's some of the headline news. Let's do a couple other headline news. Georgia run rules Kennesaw State in opener of 8-game homestand. Lopez throws a scoreless 6 innings for the Braves to hold off the Mets last night. We'll have more Braves news and stuff for you later. And why Gunnar Stockton, not Carson Beck, is the main attraction for the quarterback during Georgia's G-Day game. So check all those news stories out on the WQEE page. All right, I know some of you don't watch any of those shows. It's a weird Wednesday. We got Sally Toole with us. We're going to talk about the history of baseball in the final period. Weird Wednesday, so we're going to get weird with you this morning. We got some odd news for you. We're going to talk about Elon Musk and what he had to say during a televised news interview on a British television station about he's going to put a settlement on Mars and his thoughts on aliens. He said they were not real. So we'll get into all that. I'm just going to give you a preview of that. We'll get into all that and much more. All right. Yeah. Cooling programs. I'm with you. They said that. And I always say this. If they were going to come, if it was going to be the rapture, then we're all still here. So there's something we didn't do right. I know what I didn't do right. I got a person I hate. So I've got to try to get that out of my heart. So I know what I didn't do right. So if God did come back or Jesus did come back to rapture and I didn't go, I know what's wrong with me. I don't know about some of the rest of you. You're going to have to look at, selling methamphetamine or making moonshine or doing drugs and then putting down those people that are trying to get clean and putting down people trying to be good, which, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. I'm pretty much right. See how I am. That's why I attract funny people on the show. They're like, oh gosh, he's great. He's funny. No one will ever go to Mars. Elon's just smoking something. Yeah, he probably is smoking something, He said the atmosphere is right there. I'll tell you what he said a little bit later on. Let's go ahead and say this right here. Updates from Maryland officials in Maryland have rescued a body of a third missing construction worker from the water around the site of the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge that happened in Baltimore not too long ago. Dive teams rescued the body from a submerged vehicle on Friday, identified the man as well. We'll keep that in our mind this morning. We got a lot of unusual stuff to talk about. Elon's going to be the biggest one. Plus, Morgan Wallen, man, we're going to get more into part 2 of that. I talked about it yesterday. Dude needs to go and get some help. He really does. He gets too outrageous when he gets high. Elon is watching money on his illusion. That's right. That should have been a question. Do you think Elon Musk is right? That should have been my question this morning. Which show do you guys? Elon is wasting money on his illusion. Yeah. Okay. Wasting. Sorry about that. He's wasting money on his illusion, his imagination. All right. Which of these shows do you guys about the unknown do you watch the most? Ghost Hunters. 50% of you watch that. That's with Jason and the crew. And plumbers that proved 98% of their shows where they proved there was something in there. They're the ones that talked about, too many wires being in your rooms and it could do something to your head. Ghost Adventures come in second place with 30% of the votes. The Skywalker Ranch has only got 20% of the votes, even though all the Navajo Nation people have said they voted for that. Every one of them said that this morning. And Haunted Highways, I just saw that on the internet and put it up there. I need another one. 0% of the votes. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. More on the way. RyanORadio Penitentiary here in lockdown this morning. Foley artist, laugh out loud. There you go. How are you able to talk on YouTube with viewers while you're on the air? I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm talking to you guys. You guys are answering the questions and I'm responding. Or asking questions, I'm responding. You guys are important. I appreciate you listening. Also, we got all the other people listening too. I got many streams up with people responding. That's the major part of my show. Yeah, I want to make sure that said Foley artist. There you go. Back in a moment. Is that Mick Foley? Back in a moment.
Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those roads.
Put that over there. Let's get rid of this.
Southeast winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Maybe some severe thunderstorms. Going into Thursday, you've got a 70% chance of rain, high near 69. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's cold Thursday night, low near 49. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, up to 15 miles per hour, low near 49. And sunny for Friday, high near 60.
Tickets to give away too.
West winds 10 to 15 to 20 miles per hour.
Well, tell the GM he's not important as I am, because I'm the GM here. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm at a break right now, so that's why I can really talk to you. You guys getting behind the scenes stuff. You're right under him. Well, tell him that I said, never mind. Don't tell him I said anything. I don't want to get in trouble with it.
Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.capitalforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
I heard you recently discovered a new COVID variant.
A new COVID variant. Remember Omicron? This is called another con. Thank you so much.
Water.
It's Saturday Night Live, April 20th at the Coastal Grill, formerly House in Roswell, featuring comedian Jim Gossett from the Bob Carson National Radio Show. Jim Gossett is the finest conservative sandwich in the country. It's a fun-filled night of comedy, impressions, and brand new parody songs. Show him God Gilbert's places on the same moonshot.
Water is a liquid of the gods. It is, my friend. I would get coffee, but it's just been one of those mornings. I don't really care for too much of the fast food places because they're not good for you, but they're all similar to me. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're saved by the bell. Sorry, you come on out of the penalty box, guys. If I forgot to put you in the penalty box, guess what? You got away with it this time. We got River Dragons hockey tickets to give away to this Saturday's game. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to be giving away those tickets now. So if you're in the Atlanta market, Columbus market, East Alabama, West Georgia market, tune in here. 770-347-9947. Want to go to Columbus, Georgia and see the Columbus River Dragons in their final home game this weekend? Give us a call or shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. We'll have those tickets for you as well. Next week, we'll probably have tickets to give away to the Jim Gossett comedy show. That's going to be that's easy for me to say, right, guys? Been eating too many bologna sandwiches there. That's for my buddy. Anyway, Jim Gossett Comedy Show next weekend, April 20th. Jim will join us on Friday morning in the second period, talking about that event, doing some comedy on the air. And we got tickets to that in Roswell, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I want to say good morning to James Moreland, the CEO and head coach of the Peach State Cats out of Suey, Georgia. We're going to be doing some partnership with them pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty soon right there. We're going to be doing some partnership with them pretty soon, bringing some spring football to the network. There you go. Wow. Hey, I like that. All right, it's about 34 minutes past the hour, your time and temperature, and it's 60 degrees now under kind of cloudy skies. Time and temperature in the Atlanta market brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. All right, let's jump into it. A little bit of news from Israel before we do some sports news for you. We also got the poll question for you. We'll ask in just a moment. The UN Security Council is actually now inviting the state of Palestine for them having an application to become a full membership of the UN, even though the state of Palestine has not been quite established yet. Attracting some seedy comments from our friends in Israel, the state of Palestine is one of two wannabe applications out there, ladies and gentlemen, to be part of the UN. The other one is the Holy See, is what it's called, SEE. And of course, they are going to align with the Security Council, and the Security Council is looking and decreeing that the application is going to be allowed for them to have full membership. The Palestinian Authority was created in 1990 to govern certain parts of the West Banks, and of course, not allocated and occupied by those in Israel and the Gaza Strip. The CIA director presented a new proposal for the Gaza Strip's ceasefire and hostage swap. That's coming out as of today as we speak. The European UN pledges $290 million to support Armenia, ladies and gentlemen. This is world news here. And Prime Minister Netanyahu announces that there will be a date for Israel to invade another small part of the Gaza Strip, I should say. There you go. Wow. That's some of the things that's going on in the headline news. That's right. Show me some love with some money. That's right, Pete. I love that. You know, Andrew Planas wants to hear that. It should be in the feed right there how you can support the show. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, Pete, for saying that. Support the show at $RyanShelander. It goes to my cash out. $RyanShelander. That's $RyanShelander. If you want to send something, that'd be great. 5, 10, 20, $1 million. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll appreciate it. But like and subscribe on the page as well. And the more you speak, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more you answer the poll question. It makes my analytics go up on that as well. Speaking of poll question, I ask different poll questions every day. It determines what day of the week it is, and today's Weird Wednesday. So this one, perfect. Which show about the unknown do you watch the most? Ghost Hunters getting 50% of the votes. Ghost Adventures getting 30% of the votes. Skywalker Ranch only 20% of the votes. I would add my Navajo Nation on there and make it 25% of the votes because probably most of them would vote that. And Haunted Highway, well, nobody even's heard of it, I guess. 0% of the votes. I have never heard of it, but hey, it was just in the list of, I was like, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I pulled a list up on the internet and said, okay, this will be good. They're blocking some road off. Are they blocking road off there? I know that the event will come up the next weekend with the Rockin' bicycle ride next Saturday. So there you go. I don't know what's going on there. All right, a little sports news. Let's got to do the Dirty Bird news right quick. The bird, bird, bird. The bird, the bird. You got it. The bird, bird, bird. Do the bird, the bird. And then the bird, and the bird, bird, bird. You watch Ghost Hunters when Holly's not on. I used to do that back in the day until they really kind of split up. But then I'm like, all right, time for some sports news for you. In a recent interview with Shaquille O'Neal, Kirk Cousins, the brand new quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, has said this. He said he's going to be here for the next 4 years, and he is going to retire with the Atlanta Falcons. It's going to be the team he retires with. Kirk Cousins has been with Washington as well as been with Minnesota just recently. He came to Atlanta, and under the head coach Morris, who left Los Angeles and to come to Atlanta, back to Atlanta to be the new head coach. And we're going to see how the Falcons do this season. we've already got one champion out of Atlanta. His name's Cody Rhodes. So he's representing Atlanta. So the rest of you, Braves, United, Hawks, in the midst of the Hawks right now. Falcons got a little time for it, but we need championships from all of you this year. But Kirk Cousins said the reason he's going to be retiring here in Atlanta is due to the fact that his sons are 6 and 5, and they're going to remember this run in the next 4 years compared to his run in Washington, which was long ago, so they were not around, and the recent run with Minnesota. This is going to be the one that his kids remember, he says. So Kurt is planning on retiring here. He said, everybody's going to remember that. And he kind of compared when Shaquille was on the different teams from the Lakers to the Magic and everything. So great interview he had with him. Go and catch it online somewhere. Shaquille O'Neal, I think it's a TNT special. TNT. Your Dynamite. That's right. And we'll talk about what's going to happen on TNT tonight. Oh, my goodness. The footage from All In. We'll get into that this morning. That's going to be the biggest thing. All right, 20 minutes away from the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. We're still holding at 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Rain is in the forecast in the metro Atlanta area. Take an umbrella with you. Turn those lights on and be careful out there wherever you may be roaming around East Alabama and West Georgia. Time and temperature this go around brought to you by Southern States Bank. Making banking easy. Southern States Bank, located at 20 Oak Hill Boulevard in Noonan. They are open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Monday through Thursday for the lobby, 8 to 5 drive-through. Banking, personal banking, and business banking needs. East Alabama and West Georgia is covered with Southern States Bank. All right, let's jump into it. Still to come this morning, Sally Toole joins us in the final period. She and I are going to talk about the history of baseball, a little bit of more sports, but also the history of baseball and the unknown after. Woo! Two-parter. It's Weird Wednesday. And we're going to head into next Tuesday. I want to tell you, we're going to have a special guest in the second period from Choice Hotels. Emily and staff will be with us in the studio live as they're going to be a groundbreaking at 12 to 2 p.m. next Wednesday right here. It's a new stay hotel, the second in the country. I think the first is in California. I have to make sure that is right, but I know the first is somewhere on the West Coast, and I'm thinking California. This is second from Choice Hotels. It's a brand new stay. We're going to talk more about this hotel, and they're going to be a part of the WQEE family and sponsorship right here at the network. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that special report on Tuesday. A lot of great guests coming on the show. So let me tell you what, if you're not buying advertisement or sponsoring the station or sponsoring the show, you are losing out. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you don't want business, I say don't call me at 770-347-9947 to get sponsorship on the show. If you don't want more business, if you don't want to grow, if you don't want to go from a small two-room facility to a nice giant house like one of my customers did, then don't do that. If you don't want to go from one church service to 5 church services a day, then don't buy with me. If you don't want to be busy every Wednesday and have to schedule yourself to come in, then don't do that. Don't be like those people that are successful. Don't be successful and be a part of this station. Don't sponsor it. 770-347-9947. But if you want to be successful, contact me, 770-347-9947. But if you don't want to be successful and you want to stay right where you're at, and you don't want to do anything, then don't call me. Okay, don't call me. If you just want to give it up and go back and work on the line and don't get your business pushed out there, then don't call me. But if you've got plans to take care of your family with this business, hey, call me, 770-347-9947. Client testimonies all around this radio station and the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right. One more Dirty Bird news. The Braves did win last night, I think 6-5 over the Mets coming from behind. And let's take a look at this. April 8th was a magical day. It's going to be was a magical day because of the eclipse. But it was a major day for Braves country. 50 years after 715 home runs, Hank Aaron the Hammer, which if they ever change the Braves name, the Atlanta Hammers sound good. And I believe we could bring in the Noonan Hammers right here. That's what I'm saying. We need a baseball team in the area. The Hammer smashed his way to the top into history with 715 home runs in 1973. Hank Aaron received a standing ovation and much fan mail. And in 1974, everybody was loving him. He broke the color barriers. Atlanta fans were happy to have him there. While everybody else was, I answer your question in a moment, my friend. While everybody else was in other parts of the country being hateful towards African-American players, Atlanta was like, hey, we like him. We love him. So there you go. George has always been ahead of the time. People never thought about that. We do got some bad people here. Don't get me wrong. But, fans of the Atlanta Braves were loving it that he was dedicated. And he stayed with the Braves till he passed away in their office. Do you believe in ghosts, says one of my listeners. I allow people to have their thoughts on whether they are real or not, because we do interviews with paranormal investigators and people that are in belief of that, and we speak with them on that. So I got to be a politician on this one. I got to keep it down the middle. Let's just say I've never experienced it. So if I've never experienced it, it's not something I'm going to say that I think is real for me. So is that my politician way of doing things? Maybe I can get elected or something. Did I politically do it right there? Did I do it politically right there? That sound like a politician. You'd be like, yeah, Ryan, you did, bro. I'll vote for you. All right, our question of the morning. Which show about the unknown do you watch the most? 55% of you say Ghost Hunters. 27% of you say Ghost Adventures. 18% of you are saying Skywalker Ranch. We're going to have to get that back up to 20% because my Novel Nation say they watch that. And Haunted Highway is getting no love this morning with 0. It is Weird Wednesday. And the next period, we're going to talk more about Elon Musk as well. We're going to talk about him wanting to settle on Mars. And the footage is going to be on AEW Dynamite since CM Punk has embarrassed AEW to the supposedly embarrassed them. Tony Khan's trying to get back at him. Tony, I love you, brother. You're the nicest guy in the world. Everybody says you are. You're not a pervert like the former owner of the WWE. You're not a pervert like so many other people in the business. But don't do anything. Don't let these people talk you into doing anything. Mayor Ryan of what? Kiwi. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about all this stuff this morning.
According to ESPN, will face the Eagles in Week 1 in Brazil. The Bucks knocked off the Celtics to snap their season-high 4-game slide. Giannis Antetokounmpo left in the third quarter with a calf strain. The Celtics became the first
Coweta. Okay, I didn't know what that was. Mayor Ryan of Coweta. I don't know if they vote me in here. The people would like me, but I don't know. If I could get along with something, they'd be like, no. I'd have to go down and see Harry downstairs and get a suit and everything. Coweta. That is the Indian name. Really? That's how they say it, Coweta. Okay, I like it. I'd have to be the mayor of Noonan or couldn't be Sharpsburg because I don't live there. And I wouldn't want to run against the mayor we currently have. I haven't heard anything negative about it. I've lived in a lot of towns over my lifetime, and the mayor of Noonan and the mayor of Boulder City, Las Vegas, I never heard any negative things about. And I've lived in a lot of different cities. So. That's the two I can say. People may disagree with them, but nobody said anything negative about them. I don't like them, but they're not a bad person. That's what I heard when I was we lived in Boulder City. I don't like him, man, but he's not a bad guy. He's good to his family. So, same way here in Noonan. I disagree with him, but he's not a bad guy. No underlying so-and-so did so-and-so and they're running around and doing this and that. None of that kind of stuff.
That's Braves country. Back McGee in the armchair quarterback. Right here. WQEE 99.1 FM.
Let go and let God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us this morning on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary. You, I, me, whatever, you're in lockdown with us this morning. All right, we got tickets to give away to the Columbus River Dragons last home game this weekend. We want to get that. We got a lot of them to give away, and we're going to be giving away to some of our clients as well. Some of our clients out there, you know you're going to get some. Just give us a call at 770-347-9947 and answer the question, are you my client? And if you're a listener, the easiest question to answer there is, do you listen? And then you got tickets automatically. Automatically win. Yes, I'm going to be the mayor of Coweta, is what it was. Chief of Coweta named a piece of land after his daughter, Sonoya. Oh, really? We get a little history lesson from Pete this morning. Pete knows more about what's going on than some of the people supposed to have history. All right, we're going to talk about the life and crimes of Vince McMahon next hour and Morgan Wallen once again and stuff that's going on with that so-called country singer. The dude needs to go get some help. He needs to stop. When he got drunk back in 2021 or something like that, he was throwing out the N-word left and right like he was like he was Snoop or something. And then recently he threw a chair, and you got people saying, those cops, the Creek Indians. Yes, I knew about that because we talked about that with Histories and Mysteries. Those cops, they're just mad they arrested him because he threw something at him. Yeah, moron, he threw a chair at him. Stop taking up for him. His music sucks anyway, so. You're just jealous of him, Ryan. That's the devil. No, it's not. The devil is sitting around getting drunk, beating people up, and doing things wrong, and then people defending it. It's all right for him to use the N-word. He's all right for Morgan Wallen to do anything he wants to do. And then they go there. If it was somebody local doing it, if it was somebody local, I know in Noonan they get their asses thrown in jail. You think that the cops are going to, oh, I know you're getting drunk at the Alamo and you're just mad and you threw a chair at me. No, they'd be like, boy, you going to jail. Son, you going to jail. And that would be a 20-year-old calling a 70-year-old man that. Son, you're going to jail. I mean, come on. We're going to talk about him, but I do want to get into tonight's AEW Dynamite right quick. I'm just going to preview it. TNT title on the line. Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, the Rated R Superstar, defends against Petra. AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, which is kind of some kind of match that they do where they have a substitute match. Samoa Joe's defending title against Dustin Rhodes. Since Dustin's brother won the WWE World Championship, Universal Championship, Dustin's not going to win, though. Maria May takes on Anna Jay. Chris Jericho and Hook and Shabbat takes on Anthony Ogogo, Shane Taylor, and Lee Moriarty in a trios match. And the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, are going to present footage of the Jack Perry and CM Punk, which I can't call him by CM Punk, but the incident at All In. And Tony Khan is all for it. Tony, great guy. Stop letting people talk you into doing things. Your company, I don't care how much money you put in it, can make money if you start following the right people. If you want to bring somebody up new and build them up and train them, that's fantastic. But stop focusing in on Orange Cassidy that nobody cares about. Sorry, nobody cares about him. Sorry, nobody does. I know you're going to tell me, I know what I'm doing. I'm a multimillionaire. Well, or billionaire. My father's a multi-billionaire. Just because you got money don't mean you're smart. Look at Vince McMahon. Okay. Not too smart at all for the things he did. So it doesn't mean you're intelligent just because you got billions. It just means you're kind of a shifty character sometimes. And Tony, I know you're a good guy and you're not a shifty character, but and I know this is going to get back to you because it always does. Stop letting this stuff. Don't do this tonight. Don't do this. Just because CM Punk said the things he said in an interview, he didn't say it on WWE television. Okay, if you wanted to respond to this, you should have went on that MMA hour and responded to it, not try to put it on television and everything. Because Jack Perry, as much as I loved his dad, Luke Perry, in 90210, Jack's got a bit of a attitude because he was an actor's kid, a Hollywood kid, and sometimes when you're brought up, when given everything, of course you're gonna have a bit of an attitude. And Christian Cage is the one that made Jack Perry's name, not anybody else. I'm telling you, playing this is going to not going to be good for your show. I know he's only doing this because after the big successful weekend that WrestleMania had and WWE had, they're not going to respond. They're probably going to tell Punk, don't respond, don't do this, don't do that. You did it in an interview, that's fine. And they're responding because Cody Rhodes is like, I like both of them. I like the Young Bucks are my friends. Whatever happened with CM Punk, that's happened then. I'm not going to get into that. Cody Rhodes did very well in his interview on it. Now, the Young Bucks, if they come in and they turn it into a joke, I know people talk on the internet like, well, it'd be bad if it's not the real footage and it's something made up. No, I don't think it would be. I think it'd be funny if the Young Bucks kind of made fun of the situation and went on about their business just to make them even more heels. I think it'd be good for them. But if it's a real deal and you're not going to hear a voice, you're not going to see, all you're going to see is Punk grabbing the guy by the throat. So we're supposed to feel sorry for him because the guy said some things he shouldn't have said. He smarted off, and it took some people. I mean, what we really want to see is what scared Tony Khan. Okay. CM Punk's the one that actually walked out on the company after that event. You know, so there you go. I just want to put that out there. Then I'm going to talk too much about it this morning because I have a lot of other great topics to get into. But I wanted to drop that in there at the end of this hour because I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, like I said, I respect Tony Khan for not chasing women around his office. I respect Tony Khan for being a nice guy. Even CM Punk said he was a nice guy, but it was a clown show to him. And Tony, you know, you can't say that a few little marks on the internet that like that type of wrestling, you know, especially when there's rumblings of Kenny Omega said he shouldn't have re-signed with AEW. He likes what's going on in the WWE. There's rumblings of people that are with the AEW that would like to go back to the WWE, and there's some that never been to WWE, and there's rumblings of MJF not re-signing with AEW and possibly heading to WWE if there's a possibility in that. I don't know. You already got Jay Cargo headed over there. You got Cody Rhodes who started AEW, helped start the company, and he's the face of WWE now. You've got a few other people that showed up over there from CM Punk, who was made AEW money in the whole couple of years that he was there. So sorry to hurt people's feelings. That's the truth. Sorry, hurt the Mark's feelings that, you're just a WWE. No, I'm not. I want Tony Khan to be successful. I don't want him to keep listening to people that are keeping him down. I don't want him putting things on television that's going to damage his product. Because it's not going to make CM Punk fans not like CM Punk. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And poor Jack Perry, don't destroy this man's career just because he was a little bit of a smart ass, and some of the other elder statesmen said he was. Just because he was, he's going to learn. The Miz was a smart tail. Look what happened to him. Now look at where he's at in the company. He told that he had to dress outside the locker room when he came because he was a reality star and he thought he was better than everybody else. Look, don't ruin Jack Perry's career with this. It's going to make him look even more weak. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
In celebration of Monday's eclipse, late-night talk show host Jimmy Fallon joined the rock band Heart atop Rockefeller Center to perform Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart. They performed the song
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Between the Earth and Sun in New York City. At the end of the song, Fallon removed his 80s style sunglasses to reveal his new shining bright eyes. Top of the Billboard 200 with her new country album, Cowboy Carter. The album, which was released March 29th, arrived with 407,000 equivalent units. The number is the biggest so far this year and makes Beyonce the first Black woman to ever debut at number 1 on the top country albums chart. Taylor Swift is teasing songs that are seemingly said to be featured on her upcoming album, The Tortured Poets Department. Taking to X, the singer posted a typewriter writing out lyrics that read, "Crowd goes wild at her fingertips, half moonshine, full eclipse." She also shared a link on her Instagram story to pre-order the album, which will be out April 19th. That's entertainment. Lisa G, NBC News Radio.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Newton, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Mayhew. Former President Trump will not get a delay in his New York criminal hush money trial. An appeals court denied Trump's request Tuesday, and the trial is set to start next week. Trump had asked for the trial to be delayed so he could continue to fight a gag order. Trump is accused of falsifying business records in connection to alleged hush money paid to porn actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. The Biden administration condemning the Arizona Supreme Court's ruling that upholds a near total ban on abortion. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said the ruling is a direct result of the end of Roe v. Wade.
We're going to keep the issue of reproductive freedom at the forefront. That's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to call it out. It is causing chaos.
President Biden in a statement said Republicans are
Good
committed
morning.
to taking away women's freedom. The 1864 law from when Arizona was still a U.S. territory bans all abortions except for risk to the mother. The decision came a day after Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump said abortion should be left up to the individual states. The House has postponed plans to send articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary.
What's up, brother? How's it going? BK on the air. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Coming on Friday, Jim Gossett's going to be on the show if you want to tune in there too. I know you tune in every morning. I appreciate it.
Republicans in the Senate are hoping to build support to block an expected motion from Democrats to dismiss the trial. I'm Lisa Taylor.
An 18-year-old man has been arrested for allegedly planning attacks on churches in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Federal prosecutors say Alexander Mercurio planned to use knives, guns, and fire in the attacks on people at the churches. Mercurio allegedly pledged his allegiance to ISIS in online postings. He's charged with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. And a victory parade for the Yukon Huskies men's NCAA basketball championship will be this Saturday in Hartford. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Okay, so Domino's
Let's see here. Need to get that Red Robin spot put in somewhere. Red Robin. There we go. All right, we're getting ready to go back.
combo, and it's all just $19.99.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet and fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, toilets online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Coward Force. Coward Force is on its own patient recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.careerforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Got some wishbone fried chicken.
Brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Is Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great, Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ron Peterson here, host of the Ron Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more.
Ooh, I love their rolls as well. I love them. One day I'm gonna get some wishbone fried chicken. I ain't had it in a week or two. Used to get it all the time when all of my clients paid on time.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
All right, we're going to do it once more. And this time, no mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Sing. Cleveland. Peter, take over, buddy. Oh, Quag. Calm down, Joe. It's good. Yes, we are still going. Did you know that? We're still going here, Stewie. It's the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're in lockdown period number 2. We're going to talk about Elon Musk and his trying to settle us on Mars. More life and crimes of Vince McMahon news coming up for you, even though he's really out. And we got some strange and unusual news coming up for you this hour. Dude, do you know who I am? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, the one, the only Neal, and of course, oh, you know I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud across the RyanORadio media page, Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and real headline news. We're bringing it to you live each and every morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all over the YouTube as well, our Facebook page, and everywhere we share this show. If you're not listening, then you are somewhere else not having a good time. You are bored. And for all my haters out there, I got this to say to you. Listen up. I am the man around here. How did you know that? He told you I'm the man around here. That's true. Welcome into period number 2 of RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm Ryan O'Neal, and I welcome you into the lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, to the lockdown. You're in lockdown with yours truly. We appreciate you tuning in here and being a part of the show. We've got Sally Toole from Histories and Mysteries next hour. We got a lot to talk about with the history of baseball and the spooky behind that too. It is a weird Wednesday, so we got our poll question up. We'll ask that in a moment. And we got some odd and weird news from a Florida woman finding an 8-foot alligator inside her home to a man accidentally buying not one but two identical Powerball tickets. I'll tell you how he won. And more on the solar eclipse and the spectators there. Also, Elon Musk. We'll get into that this hour, along with news from TKO on the former invention. So let's do it. All right. But our first thing we do this hour is the daily devotion. That's right. Our daily devotion, sponsored by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Noonan City Church, that being a part, of Noonan City Church is great. Every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. inside services, 9 a.m. and 10:30 services, and 6:30 p.m. services, all at Noonan City Church. Noonan City Church, Pastor Jimmy Ellison and staff transforming lives for Jesus' sake, inviting you out every Sunday. Our daily devotion is brought by those wonderful people at our church, Noonan City Church. That's my church of choice. I love every church that's on with us, but that's the church I attend. Coming from Jesus Listen, Sarah Young, the author of Jesus Calling. She's bringing together Genesis 16:13 through 4, John 20:19, Colossians 3:15, and Psalms 34:8. Beloved Jesus, your word invites me to taste and see that you are good. You hear that song? Taste and see that you are good. Taste and see that you are good. We sing it all the time at our church. I've discovered that the more filling I experience and the more I have with you, the more convinced of your goodness I know. I rejoice that you are the living one who sees me and participates in every aspect of my life. You're training me to seek you in every moment, letting your love flow through me into the lives of others. Sometimes your blessings come to me in a mysterious ways, through pain, through trouble, through this, through that. At such times, I can know your goodness only through me trusting you. My understanding fails me from time after time after time after time after time. But trust keeps me close to you. I thank you for a gift of your peace, a gift of such proportions that I can't even fathom how deep it is. Taste and see that you are good. Lord, I come to you with open hands and open heart, ready to receive your peace. In your peaceful name, Jesus, amen. Oh, no, nation, everybody listening this morning. Woo, woo, woo. That's a good one right there. That is a good one right there. Taste and see that you're so good. And that is the love of the Lord in your heart. There you go. Haven't had it since the first of the year. Wow. He's talking about wishbone fried chicken. You got to get over there sometime on the weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Time for us to head into some headline news. About 13 minutes past the hour. 6 degrees under cloudy skies. A little bit of rain out there in some Atlanta and parts of Atlanta. Thank you, Cool and Programs. Thanks for being back. Your time and temperature this time brought to you by our friends at Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, and gooey things at all. Still to come this morning, we're going to talk about Elon Musk and settling on Mars. Also, we'll have a little bit more on the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy and McMahon. And our final period, we'll enjoy our time with our tour guide, our author. We're going to go and we're going to take a travel with our travel expert, History and Mysteries, very own Sally Toole. And we'll talk about the history of baseball in Georgia and the spooky behind it as well. For those of you that enjoy that. All right, let's get into it. Which show about the unknown do you watch the most? 55% are saying Ghost Hunters. 27% are saying Ghost Adventures. 18% are saying Skywalker Ranch. We'll put that up to 20% because we've got to add the Navajo Nation and all of them. And Haunted Highway, nobody's showing any love to that. Thank you for coming back, Cool and Programs. I appreciate you being with us. All right, let's start off with a little bit of headline news, some of the news. And this is the odd news, so don't worry about it being too Serious. All right, let's jump into it. We're going to talk about a Florida woman in just a few moments who found an alligator in her home. That's not unusual. And a man accidentally buying not one, but two identical Powerball tickets. I'll tell you if he won. And stormtroopers, Star Wars fans. I got something for you in a minute. But let's start off with the solar eclipse. One unusual solar eclipse spectator who watched the sun disappear in Arkansas is going viral for her particular tiny pair of protective sunglasses and her featured form. What? Skywalker scares me. Laugh out loud. Skinwalker, I'm saying that's Skinwalker. Skinwalker scares me. Yes, Skinwalkers. I just thought about Star Wars. Now I'm mixing it up. Sorry, guys. Anyway, a woman by the name of Carolyn Shell snapped a photo of a scene, posted on social media, earning several new fans. She took a picture of her brother, Tad, who watched the eclipse on Monday. Guess what? With his pet chicken in his arms, and the pet chicken was wearing a pair of small eclipse sunglasses. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Hey! Hey, rooster, hey, chicken. What is called the chicken Sam. Hey, Sam. You see the moon up there? Cock-a-doodle-doo. 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 Wait a minute, you just laid an egg. It's a black egg. It must be because the eclipse caused it. I'm just joking. There was no black eggs. All right, according to Tad told the local television station that his chicken was so excited by her first solar egg. Oh, Lord. The brother and sister said they attempted to outfit the cows with eclipse glasses, but, you know, those cows are like, man, we're not even worried about it. If we look up at the sky, them daggum aliens will go back and get us again. Cows like, really? You want us to look up there? Don't you know we're the ones that they come after? Yeah, they wasn't interested in donning the eyewear. Cows looked at each other going, these humans are moving on. Move on with them glasses. You're very unmovable. I don't want to have anything to do. Moo. I don't want to have anything to moo with that. Man, you know cows don't want to see a damn eclipse. They're like, look, what's up there? Oh, man, look behind that moon. Look behind that moon. There's the sun. No, look there. No, Betsy, look. Oh, no, Jed. That can't be what I think it is. Yeah. It's the aliens from The Simpsons. They're coming to get us. We're not going to have any time to run and hide. The chicken didn't care. The chicken was like, rock. I laid an egg. Oh, my gosh. You can read about it. You'll find out who the chicken's name is and everything. I kept the chicken's name out of the story for its safety because people might try to go after this chicken. It's a famous chicken now, so they might try to go after this chicken, chop his head off, and fry it up. Well, you know, everybody tries to act like this is unusual, but it's Florida. Come on. A Florida woman finds that nearly an 8-foot alligator inside her home. I mean, come on. Oh, yeah. Fresh eggs. Says Pete. We act like this is unusual. That's so cool. Not. A Florida woman had to call 911 to get help to eject an unwanted house guest. Yeah, we've had those before. Uncle Leroy came at Christmas and wouldn't leave until like mid-April. It's after Easter. And that was because we had to call the local law enforcement to get him out. He kept on trying to tell us that the eclipse was the end of the world. We just, we're like, look, Uncle Leroy, the rapture, he said, oh, I'm not talking about the rapture, boy. I'm talking about what I learned on the dark web. Talking about what I learned on the dark web, buddy. So you had to get him out. Nope, sorry, it was an 8-foot alligator. Mary Holdenback said that she went home to her Venice Grand Palm community where she heard a banging at her front screen. I thought it was somebody else who didn't live here trying to get into the wrong house. So I got off my couch, came around the door to prepare to say, you're at the wrong place. Give him a Karen attitude. But when she saw what it was, she's like, whoa, you really are the wrong place. Holdenback said she had two thoughts when she saw the actual source of the one was, oh my gosh, I have an alligator in my house. And number two is, oh my gosh, I have an alligator in the house. How am I going to get rid of it? Holdenback then called 911 and they thought she was joking. I bet you, ma'am, you don't have an alligator in your home. This line is for importing calls only. If somebody's shooting somebody and killing somebody or robbing or something, why are you calling about an alligator? She called 911 and ended up taking the combined efforts of several of the Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies in that area and Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission officers to get rid of the 7-foot, 11-inch alligator out of her home. The homeowner said that the gator must have been traveling by a nearby pond and forced their way in through her screen door. The homeowner, all right, and she said he had to go through 2 yards, cross the street, and come into my house, but nobody saw him. Yeah, it's surprising. No, Karen, most people were probably at work that time. They never saw it. They knew somebody did that to me. It had to be somebody that didn't agree with me politically. Yeah, I'm a Karen. I'll let you decide which side of the aisle she's on. I know she's not an independent. But I would be a little bit afraid that there's alligator. She's watching TV. Hey, again, them kids in the neighborhood. Oh my God, it's an alligator. Sorry, people downstairs. I was walking a little too loud. Sorry down there. I was just trying to make a point on the show. Sorry. Anyway, a Maryland man who mistakenly bought not one but 2 identical tickets for the same Powerball drawing ended up winning a pair of $1 million prizes, so he got him $2 million. The man told the Maryland lottery officials that he had visited the 7-Eleven on Bestgate Road and used the lottery terminal to replay the feature, which scanned odd tickets for winners and print new tickets bearing the same numbers. The man said he didn't consider his stack of tickets to scan included some bearing the same numbers, so he ended up duplicating. He was trying to get different numbers so he could win, and he ended up getting 2 of them the same numbers and winning. What a cool way to do it, dude. He's like, what a way to do it, bro. The man said he didn't consider his stack of tickets to scan included some of them. The player brought his tickets back to scan them after hearing the 7-Eleven has sold a $1 million ticket, and he realized he duplicated when 4 of his tickets won $4 each. And then he saw that 2 of them won the $1 million prize. The player then called his wife before scanning the rest of the stack and said, we had our crying moment 20 minutes after that when I put the tickets down and went back to the other tickets. The man's wife said he predicted what happened next. He said, I still have tickets to go through. What if I have a second $1 million ticket? The man discovered that, and he did have a second $1 million ticket. It was mind-blowing. Now the couple could split those $1 million apiece. The couple had plans to invest their winnings. Very smart, very smart. 24 minutes past the hour. And of course, it's 60 degrees on the outside. And of course, we're holding at that time and temperature, Southern States Bank. Southern States Bank. Banking made easy in East Alabama, West Georgia, 20 Oak Hill Boulevard here in Noonan. Lobby hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 8 to 5 p.m. through the drive-thru. Auburn, Lineville, Andalusia, Roanoke, Seneca, Birmingham, Atlanta, Carrollton, and Noonan. We've got it for you. All right, ladies and germs, that's about all I got with the comedy stuff. That's pretty much it. Told you I had some strange, unusual news for you this morning. Let me give you a couple more strange, unusual news stories. Everything. The sci-fi sequel, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I didn't even do the music. Let's do the music. Because I got to run through it. The sci-fi sequel series Quantum Leap is not going to be returning for a third season on NBC. The 2-hour second season finale on February 20th is going to be called the season finale. The original show ran 5 seasons from 1989 to 1993 with Sam Beckett. Sam got stuck in the past, part of Quantum Leap in the past, and it was kind of a reboot over and over and over. Well, the new version had Dr. Ben Song step into the role, and he was protecting his girlfriend, Addison, who was supposed to be the one to be the leaper. So somebody comes back from the future who's a member of the staff and says, this is what's going to happen. You got to stop it. So he jumps in there. Well, the 2-hour season finale had Addison and Ben reunite when Addison had dated another guy in second season 1. Could Netflix, Hulu, or ABC bring it back? We could see that because they're going to bring that wrestling show back. That's right. So possibly we could get a third season of this too. Please do that. And a new 8-part documentary for you scary people like Pete out there. Don't watch it when Holly's around. A new 8-part documentary series on Netflix airs to explore the unknown and familiar unexplained mysteries, such like shows like Unsolved Mysteries, Alien Prophecies, Encounters. In the latest effort, the new series called Flies of the Unexplained, which is on Netflix right now, April 3rd, explores subjects such as UFO, ghosts, and unexplained disappearances in the debut shows. For those of you who want to watch that, check it out. For those of you who don't, hey, there you go. That's why I was talking about what show about the unknown do you watch the most? Now you got a few new ones. Ghost Hunters getting 55% of the votes. Ghost Adventures, 27% of the votes. Skinwalker Ranch getting 18% of the votes. And Haunted Highways getting 0% of the votes. We'll say 20% on Skinwalker Ranch for those who own the Navajo Nation. And finally, before we take a break here, ladies and gentlemen, and get into the hot topic of the day, I like to call it the shock therapy news story of the day. Since we are in the RyanORadio Penitentiary, shock therapy, I'm going to give you shock therapy. That's coming up in just a few moments with Elon Musk. We'll get into that. And we'll probably end the hour with a little life and crime of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But I want to do this news story. Did you know that demon face syndrome was an actual syndrome? It's a very, very rare and real condition that causes some people to see demons in the face of ordinary people. That's not a syndrome. There is a lot of demons out there. You don't like me. I don't like you. I sell methamphetamine or marijuana and moonshine. The government. No. Anyway, they're saying that these people suffer from seeing demon faces in ordinary people without glasses, without the glasses. So I guess my Roddy Piper glasses are not going to help me. Where did I put my Roddy Piper glasses? I know I wore them this morning. My shades. Well, if you don't have them, I guess you can see them without them. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. In a case, one man in London, he walks around seeing demons all the time. Now, he didn't see them on TV or in photos, just there. He's having to go through some kind of treatment, medical treatment to help him out with it. So there you go. The doctors will give him a shot. Yeah, oh yeah. Always obey. That's right, cool and pros. So demon face syndrome's a real thing. That's all Roddy Piper was seeing in that movie. He really wasn't seeing anything. In that movie with Roddy Piper, that movie, was it called It or something? Roddy Piper. It wasn't aliens or demons or anything. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, it wasn't aliens. It was demons. And he had those people were really people. He was just looking at them and seeing he had demon face syndrome. I'm here to chew gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of gum. He did a lot of other side projects, but that's the only movie I think he ever really did was movie. Pete says aliens equal demons. Yeah. LSD. You know what? That makes a lot more sense to me too there. Maybe these people are taking LSD cooling programs. Hey, dude. It's like the Navajo Nation says. They think that people off the Navajo Nation are fentanyl or something's in the marijuana. Sweet Leaf says it all the time. There's something in y'all's marijuana out there. You're seeing all these lizard people and elephants and stuff. He did a lot of kicking butt, didn't he? Back in a moment, we're going to talk about Elon Musk. Set time. I'm just back in a moment.
Forecast brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Newton. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, and gooey things at all. Michael the Group can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. Today, cloudy, slight chance of rain showers, high near 77. Southeast winds 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thunder showers tonight with low near 64, 100% chance of rain coming into the area with southeast winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Maybe some severe thunderstorms. Going into Thursday, you've got a 70% chance of rain, high near 69. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's a cool Thursday night, 49.
There we go.
Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, up to 15 miles per hour, near 49. And near 69, west-northwest winds 10 to 15 to 20 miles per hour.
That pet drug, that pet that makes turn into zombies. Is that pet dog or drug? Got some cool ones on here.
All around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest
Control.
Best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street, Newton. 770-954.
Okay, that pet drug that's making to turn into zombies. Woo, zombies! You're never gonna get the zombie apocalypse you guys wanted, like in The Walking Dead. We're always going to have the B minus sci-fi movie end of times. We're not going to have the cool end of times.
This is called another con. Thank you so much. It's Saturday Night Live, April 20th at the Coastal Grill, formerly House in Roswell, featuring comedian Jim Dawson from the Rob Carson National Radio Show.
Jim Dawson is the finest conservative political satirists in the country.
It's a fun-filled night of comedy, impressions, and brand new parody songs. No hit of Don Gibbons, he said, what he said, say no, Chuck. He now faces. That's Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call 678-829-SHOW. That's 678-829-SHOW.
Tune in Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10:30 to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss exciting environmental news, ways to get involved locally, and we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet and their
Good question. He's asking, is it Walking Dead zombie or World War Z zombie?
every Thursday at 10 a.m.
We're gonna get the original Night of the Dead in black and white zombie. Told you we're gonna get the B sci-fi movie. That's what we're gonna get. Oh, next time I take a break, I gotta run and get the front door unlocked. After a while, you get used to zombies, just how they act in the shows. Yeah, I know, right? The Walking Dead was filmed around where I'm from, their cooling programs, for a number of seasons. I got to run into Jeffrey, who played Negan. He's the coolest cat ever, riding his motorcycle, and he was riding with the guy that plays Daryl. Or is his name Daryl in real life? I don't know. I don't know much about the show. I just know that I was walking up the street to the coffee shop, and everybody was getting all excited about these two guys, and I was like, well, they look kind of like me. You know, one's got long hair and beard and shaggy, and the other one's got short hair but sheared and shaggy, and they got leather jackets on. Why are you so excited about these guys? They're not in Motley Crue or Metallica or Kiss. Who are these guys? That's kind of how it was. I was sitting at a coffee shop, and I walked in to get something, and I walked back out. I was get a cup of coffee or something, and the people were like, so-and-so's from The Walking Dead out there. So I went out and handed them my cards, and Jeffrey told me, the guy who plays Neal, says, well, listen to that station when I'm in town here. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I didn't even know them, but they knew of me. So it was funny as all out. Not eating people yet. No. Yeet, yeet. I had to say that because it's like, I know it's yet, but I had to say yeet. This is what it looks like with the question mark on the end. All right, let's talk about this. 37 minutes past the hour, ladies and germs. You are tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. That's right. Yeah. You didn't know that? Now you do. Now you do. Doing and listening is half the battle. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's jump into it. We got a lot in store for you on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary as we head into this final period. A few minutes before our guest comes on in the next hour, her name is Sally Toole of Histories and Mysteries, and we're going to travel the state with our tour guide about the history and the unknown coming together on this weird Wednesday. What a perfect Wednesday it is. Stan started up North America, now everywhere. There you go. Let's talk about SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. Going to just keep pushing some narratives that's going to cause people to make a decision to go, we're going to have to release another virus. And I'm just saying that because Jim said that on his comedy. Yeah. They got to release another virus because of what he's saying. In a recent interview, the SpaceX CEO, the ex-Twitter, the all this kind of stuff owner, the guy that gave you the Tesla, has some ambitious plans to build a thriving city on the red planet within the next 20 years. At a SpaceX event at firm's Starbase facility in Texas on April, Musk outlined the vision for the coming decades and touched on a number of topics ranging from alien life form to the future of humanity. Yeah, they showed this as well in a recent interview. On the subject of Mars, this is what Musk had to say. He talked a little bit about using new technology called ship-to-ship propelled transfer that can be used to refuel starships, so they can make basically a gas station in space. Okay, that's basically what it is. If you didn't know what that was, because each trip he requires that it has to be refueled up to 6 times. So they want to have like a gas station in space, I guess. Ultimately, Musk wants us to stop being lame one planet citizens and colonize Mars by building a colony there within the next 20 years. We don't even know if they've got air like we have. And he's like, we need to go up there, guys. I'm going to follow Elon Musk, man, because he lets me say whatever I want to say on X. There's one snag, however, as those who choose to go and live there will not have the option to return to Earth at all. That sounds like a Twilight Zone or a Alfred Hitchcock Presents show back in the 60s. Remember there was a little 30-minute show. It was one of them. I can't remember. It was either Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock because I watched all of them. And I'm getting confused because they had some of the same actors, but they were saying civilization is going to be destroyed. And of course, Earth wasn't destroyed, but it was like in the year 20-something. They were like 2020-something, 2024 or something like that. And they were sending people into space, and then once you get on here, you cannot go back to Earth. That's what it sounds like. He watched that show. Because the ship's materials will be so valuable, most of the ships you want to bring back, you won't just want to use them for raw materials. So they're going to take, so we're going to have to, if we put another society on Mars, basically is we're going to have to take care of them. They're going to take all our food and stuff. Like in 2020, weed with bath salt, making people eat other people. Oh yeah, I remember that. 2010, yeah. Now Elon Musk basically wants us to help people out over there. Elon, don't you know that a portion of our society won't even help the man on the street? They calling him lazy while they're selling that. You lazy son of a gun. Hey, you want to buy some meth? I mean, my wife don't want to work, so I'm working a day job, but I also got to sell meth and marijuana and moonshine, so I can keep this nice big old truck and house. But you're a bum, unless you want to buy meth from. You think we're going to really be able to help this? No, he can't send materials up there, but that's what he's saying. He eventually we will want to bring ships back, and I think we will want to give people the option of coming back because they're more likely to want to go if there's an option of coming back, like visiting family during the holidays. How are you enjoying living on Mars? Well, it's great. I got a great job on Mars. It's the red planet. I'm always wearing this helmet all the time. And me and the wife have to both wear helmets when we're having, fun in the bedroom. 3-body problem in Netflix. I'm going to check that out. Thank you for letting me know. Elon Musk also said that, but I think most people that go to Mars will never come back to Earth. Yeah, because they might die without oxygen. Elon would never lie to us, man. He would never lie to us. He likes our kind of people. Well, he said it will be like Battlestar Galactica, but in a good way. The Earth is bigger. Thank you, Cool and Problems. I appreciate you telling that. Hey, some of these people can go ahead and go to Mars. I don't care. That'll leave the rest of us having more, right? I got some family members I want to send to Mars. making a list of people we want to send to Mars. Man, you need to go to Mars, man. It's going to be a better opportunity for you. I mean, you like Elon and you're on X, so I guess you need to go to Mars. Well, on the subject of extraterrestrials, now this one was a little bit more serious. Because last time somebody said something about this, we had a pandemic try to shut down the world that poisoned us all. Well, he says, I haven't seen any evidence that there's aliens on Earth, except for Elon, looking at himself. I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at me if you love Musk. He paid my bills for a long time. Who cares? Who cares? He's trying to make you pay for X. And all of you are going to be paying for Facebook pretty soon and all that. And you're going to be like, I guess we're going to have to go back to local businesses. I guess we need to go ask Ryan to be on his radio station because you know why? He's a radio business. He'd be in charge like we are. Why? Media. Damn. Why do you think I get on the YouTube better? He said, the question is, where are the aliens? Is the profound one. He said, I am aware of no evidence of aliens whatsoever, but I think we are probably alone. That's why he wants to go to Mars. He thinks we're probably alone. Do you get a new Social Security number? Yeah, Elon, that's a good question. I like that. Elon Musk, the man that knows everything about space. And then some of you guys were like, the government is sending up now, Elon is the one that's sponsoring all these, paying for all these airships, right? You guys do know all this, right? The guy that you say is giving you free speech, you're saying you were mad that the government supposedly was sending spaceships or not spaceships, but satellites or something up there. Something, I don't know what you were sending, something during the eclipse. Okay. These were Elon Musk doing this. The guy you like that tells you can have free speech and be hateful on the internet. Or at least on X you can, is the one that did that. No. He's a good guy. I don't care if he's selling meth. He's a good guy. I don't care if he's selling methamphetamine on the side. I'm not saying Elon is. I'm just saying that that's what they say about other people. Look, I know John for years, and John was a great salesman, and he worked in many, many sales jobs. Now, he's a good guy. I don't care that he's selling meth on the side. He's got that nice big house. He's not a bum. We got that mindset right there. And Elon is sitting here telling you things, and people just sitting there watching and going, he's right. I'm going to Mars. Well, I know 3 of us are not going right now. 3 or 4 of us are not going. I know that all the Navajo Nation said they're not going. I know that some of Canada is saying they're not going. Diana in South Wales, Sarah in New Zealand, Robert in Australia, they're all saying they're not going. Kiko in Japan says she's not going either. Cooling programs and Pete probably not going. But let's make a list, everybody, of people we want to send. I can't say that one there. If I say that, I might make some of these people mad. But I agree with you on that, Sue. Elon's going, so everybody that likes him is probably going to go. You're gonna need to colonize. You're gonna need worker bees. You're gonna need a government there. There won't be any lazy people there because they'll be living off of all of us. Because Elon will be coming back getting supplies. We haven't been able to grow a tomato yet, and the last one we did wilted. Like on the space station. All right, we're going to take a break. Wow, Elon Musk. Last time somebody said that there was no alien life form, then China's like, oh, no alien life form. Let's send out the COVID. That's right. Tacos. There you go. Tacos. It's Wednesday, though. Good Lord. That was supposed to be yesterday. But tacos, you can have tacos any day. You're going to get me hungry. We talked about Wishbone earlier. Now tacos, you guys are going to get me hungry. Then I'm going to have to get on Elon's space shuttle, the Mars alien space stars. I'm going to have to get on the Starship Musk, and go to Mars. Welcome. It's the Starship Musk. I'm your Captain Musk, Elon Musk. Going beyond, going to where no one has gone before. Probably based on Star Trek, government, no money, and religion. That'd be all right. We can send all of them up there. We can send Elon up there, and all the people that love him, and people that the people that love him. Some of them think they're religious, but they don't really care. You know, they sell moon on the side, or meth, and then somebody feels they're 71 years old. Feel sorry for them. Back in a moment. All right, I got to run and unlock the door for Dr. Lewis Boynton. Oh, I better.
Starting at $6.99, which is 100% awesome. 100% WQEE partners with fries starting at $6.99. 100%.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
McDonald here from Cali the Force. Cali the Force is Newton's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.calitaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Want to get back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Calita Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text KPK Newton to 44321 to donate.
Elon Musk.
Listen to the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. on
Elon Musk. Elon's like, come on, man.
If you are a sports fan in Columbus, it doesn't get any more local than the Sports Beat. We cover Columbus River Dragons, Columbus Rapids, Columbus Lions, Columbus Chattanooga, Columbus State Cougars and Lady Cougars, and all the high school football and basketball action in the Chattanooga Valley. If you have a sports question or would like to be a guest, you can always message me on my Twitter page or Facebook page, Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge. This is Dave Scott.
Dave Scott.
Spaced Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people experiencing true tales of ghosts, UFOs, monsters, and the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Spaced Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1 FM. We're together, my friends. We own the night.
Captain Hot Buns. I got to do it when we get on there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the feed this morning, Captain Hot Buns, one of our great listeners out in Arizona joining us on the feed. We're having a great morning, having a good time. I hope you're having a good morning there. It's all going well. We're just having a good time off of Elon Musk and his Musk and his smelly expense. All right, one more note before we have Sally Toole from Histories and Mysteries call us in the top of the hour, and we'll get into the next hour. TKO and Endeavor are buying some stock shares from Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the WWE, and his partner company are trying to distance from Vincent McMahon following the allegations he faced and following a lawsuit. McMahon is involved in sex trafficking, sharing nude photos, and much more of it. Janelle Grant. He's gonna get $293 million. He'll probably run. Just like here, people drove us from our lands, Trail of Tears. There you go. That's true. Sweet Leaf's like, Pete, you are one of us. He actually is. All right. Well, I didn't get to talk too much about it. I talked about it yesterday. I was going to bring up some more about Morgan Wallen, but he's buying bars. He smiled. He thinks it's funny. Some of his fans think it's all right for him to beat up. I get drunk on, beat up people and throw chairs. I sure do like him music. See, that's not outlaw country. Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson and those boys, Waylon Jennings, were outlaw country. They smoked a little, fine. They did a little sweet leaf, but those boys never, ever did anything like throw chairs at police officers. I saw one guy get on and go, so the police officers, so the soft police officers got mad at him throwing chairs at them. They just arrested him because they almost got hit. I'm like, dude, really? This was a dude. I'm like, dude, really? Really? Somebody else, he's got a problem. Yeah, he's got a drinking problem. He needs to get some help. Yeah. All right, back in a moment. We got Sally Toole coming up in just a few. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am doing good for a Wednesday morning.
For a pollen-filled Wednesday morning. Did you survive the eclipse, apparently?
Yeah, I did. Well, I think that everybody that did.
My neighbor had a welding mask, and we got to see through that. Pretty good.
That is cool. I got a welder that listens to the show.
I'm going to get one just, for any possible eclipse in the future. But
well, we probably.
The next one's in the 2044 or something.
That's the next one for the total one, like it was the other day. But there'll probably be something sooner than that. There always is. There's always some kind of eclipse. So.
It was neat. It was eerie. It did get pretty dark, which was kind of crazy.
Well, it didn't really get dark here in Noonan or downtown Noonan, so.
Really, it did out here. It got a little bit, funky looking out there.
Yeah, it didn't really get here. So we
Well, I'm an hour south, and it does make a difference in our weather and stuff. It sure does.
Yep.
That 1 hour does make a little difference. So we might have seen just a little more. I don't know, but it was pretty cool.
Well, most people were looking at it for what it was, but the few people that were thinking that was the end of times, I've told them, I've said this. I was like, well, you got left behind.
Yeah.
So you may need to rethink how you treating people.
No kidding. We used to live, when we lived in Norcross, there's a big church behind our house, like through some woods, and you could hear they had the bells would chime,
Yep.
And it was all automated. It was all automated.
That's cool.
You could hear them so loud. Well, one morning, randomly, we had the windows open. It wasn't a Sunday morning. I don't know what day of the week it was, but I started hearing the Hallelujah chorus. And I was like, oh, no. I got left behind. It was so funny because it was so loud, it woke up our whole house.
Wow.
Like, oh, no.
Well, yeah, some people that are real.
We found out later that it had started automatically, like mid-step the time.
Oh, that's so cool.
The neighborhood who runs the church thing, he
That is cool. I mean, I know it's scary, but
here, the dog wouldn't have gotten left behind.
yeah, I know.
Because all dogs go to heaven, so what's up?
Well, that's what I say. I say that we all got left behind. There must be something we got to finish. So people have to start finishing things. So they got to start being better. I mean,
Yeah, well, hey, our house is under contract.
is it?
Looks like May 2nd, we'll be out of here.
Oh, wow. You're going to move to the big city of Noonan?
Yeah, well, not maybe the big city, but my son, he lives out off of Welcome Road. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yes, I know where it's at.
Yeah, it's still kind of country where he's at.
Well, that's good.
It's real quiet out there.
Well, like you go towards Moreland, that is really country out there. So, and that's good.
Yeah, that's where Lily's in Luthersville. We'll probably be staying with her till we get everything situated. We got to do some work at my son's house, get some trees down, and
right.
Do some building over there and everything. And so we're going to get a camper right off the bat and stay in my daughter's yard. And then that'll be like a family camper that everybody can share and borrow. And she needs us right when school lets out anyway. And school's out the end of May. So
wow.
We'll be right there, to help her watch the kids for the summer. And
wow, you'll be right there.
we will be right there, and then we'll get our son going on all his projects, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth. And then our other son has a really nice guest room, a very nice guest room, and they want us to stay there once a week so they can have a date night. So we're like, okay, we'll just do the rotation,
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody gets an evening out with grandma around. So
that's right.
I think it'll work out well. It'll be nice. They all have nice homes. It's nice to visit.
Well,
and we don't have to drive an hour home.
That's right. That's right. You'll be able to stay right there and sleep tonight.
Yes, not worry about things.
Well, is Grandpa?
Got a big trip planned. We're going to drive to the Keys.
Was Grandpa excited?
No, Papa loves it. He's so ready.
Oh.
He's so ready.
Good.
Ready to get out of here. He gets out and plays with the kids. Like, he gets missing them when we're here just by ourselves.
Right. I understand.
He likes a nice round of Candyland every once in a while.
Nah, I hear you.
Throw down a little in there. And
there you go.
Shoot tubes.
Oh.
I think it'll be good for everybody.
Awesome.
Families are living together, that's for sure.
Well, you'll be hopping from different places, so it won't be like you're living in one official place, so you won't be getting on each other's nerves. But then you'll be able to stay here, stay there, do this, do that.
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, we won't be on top of anybody. Even when we're with our daughters, if we need a break, we'll just lock that camper door.
There you go. Nobody's coming in.
Put a sign up. No entry.
You put a sign up like you do on a hotel, no disturbance hotel door.
That's right.
Do not disturb.
Go away. Nobody's home.
We have to have our alone time too.
You have to have that quiet time in the evening.
That's right.
That's for sure. So, but yeah, we're getting pretty excited about it. So God's been in it every little step of the way. You can see just God's hands on little things that have made a difference, and the timing. And the people who are getting the house are super excited because they can't find any place to live that's affordable.
Oh, I know, right?
And so they're getting a mortgage for less than they were paying for rent, is what I've been told.
Oh, it's true. No, it's true.
So they're getting an investment. They're getting a home with a yard, quiet street. I think we believe, we don't know all the details. Obviously, we're not, all up in their business, but I believe she's disabled and he works from home. So this quiet little neighborhood could be just perfect.
Excellent.
One story house, a few steps up, a few steps down. It could be perfect for somebody. It's no longer perfect for us.
Right. Well, it's blessing everybody all around.
That's what I'm hoping. And it just seems like things are, you ever notice when one little thing happens and you know that the timing was just perfect?
Yep.
And you just say, okay, doesn't have to be some big thing, just the little things.
Exactly.
I think God is definitely in all the details of our lives.
Oh, he is always in all the details, for sure. He for sure is. Every day.
He's blessing us, he's blessing the new people all at the same time.
That's right.
Spinning all that stuff.
That's what it is for.
So, definitely helping the grandkids is going to be awesome. So,
that's
true.
Braves
started, so we're talking baseball today, huh?
Yeah, we're going to talk the history of baseball. And
yeah, I love history. This is a subject that I know in depth. This was one of the first things I ever researched was baseball history. And we'll get into that a little bit. And that was one of the first ways that I was published was because of a story I wrote about baseball. And that was like when I was getting back out into it after, getting out of college and then staying home with the kids for several years when I was trying to get back out writing. That was one of the avenues.
Right.
Through baseball. And the history in like the Norcross area is so cool. So I think you'll really enjoy it. It's just a lot of history. And then we have this a psychic who has this little story that I want to tell you about the old Norcross field, and so there was definitely some spirits that still lingered.
Sounds good. Well, it's all going to work out for this Weird Wednesday. So you're on Weird Wednesday this week. So.
I'm on Weird Wednesday. And by next month, maybe I'll be coming to you live from my camper.
All right.
Or a hotel room. I don't know what it's. We'll see.
Or
somewhere.
Yep.
I'll be in Newnan. Maybe I'll just show up in the studio.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, the pollen's kicking my butt a little bit too, but I got some coffee here, so.
Oh, coffee's always a good remedy for almost everything.
Yeah, this pollen's been tough.
Yeah. Well, it's going to rain today, so that should clear it out. So.
Huh. I wasn't sure. It's cloudy here, but I can see some blue sky, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. It's supposed to rain, and then it probably won't.
And then that's no sunshine, we'll get a thunderstorm.
Exactly.
But I think we're past the cold, though.
True.
I don't think we're getting more freezes. I think we're done with all that.
Well, they're talking about 45 one day this week, so yeah. Yeah, that gopher lied. I'm gonna blame that gopher.
The beaches over here.
I know, right?
So beach farmers are really hoping for a good year. I think I don't think the beach farms last year did like anything. Maybe some full south of us, but
exactly.
Where the county did not do well at all.
All right, we're getting ready to go on, Sally.
Cool.
All right, here we go. Debuting this Friday in theaters. We're preparing for it. Are you? Coming in period number 3 of RyanORadio Penitentiary. We got a Weird Wednesday for you this morning, and we're going to dive into some more weird history. That's right. Stay tuned for all that. We're kicking off period number 3 in just a few as we head down the highway and byways and take a travel. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary, I told you, in the lockdown, of course. I'm Ryan O'Neal. Oh, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across our RyanORadio media page. It takes us across 25 different apps, including iHeartRadio and Amazon Prime. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, Earth Rock Radio, 25 different radio stations and internet and real radio on the Navajo Nation, including New Mexico and Arizona as a part of that listening audience. We're across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and real headline news. We are the talk of Atlanta because we're live all day. Everybody else is AI. We're real I. Back in a moment. To my haters, I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. We are holding at about 10 minutes past the hour, 60 degrees under cloudy skies in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta areas. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that time and temperature is being brought to you by Southern States Bank. Southern States Bank, 20 Oak Hill Boulevard here in Noonan. Monday through Thursday, lobby hours 8:30 to 4 p.m., 8 to 5 drive-through, and that's in East Alabama as well. Auburn, Sylacauga, Lineville, Andalusia, Birmingham, and then the Georgia areas, Atlanta, Carrollton, and right here in Noonan. Bringing you a look at your time and temperature, Southern States Bank, personal and business banking made easy. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. That's right, it's time. Good morning, welcome into this feed. We're going to welcome this morning our guest. She is from Histories and Mysteries. She is a traveler, a blogger, a author, an actress, a Family Feud champion, a grandmother, a mother, sometimes makes breakfast, and more. Please welcome the one, the only, from Histories and Mysteries, our friend, Sally Toole. Good morning, Sally.
Hey, good morning, Ryan. How are you? You're on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Messed me up the whole week now.
That's right. You're on a weird Wednesday. That's right. We're going to get weird with everybody.
Okay.
Because
down for it. I'm down for it.
There you go. Before we get into it, I got to ask the poll question we got up that helps our YouTube page. We're also on YouTube, guys, and it's been helping our feed grow and all of our shows getting more views and listens. This is a weird Wednesday, so here's the question. What show about the unknown do you watch the most? What show do you guys watch the most about the unknown? Jason and the crew with Ghost Hunters, 62% of the votes right now. Ghost Adventures, 23% of the votes. And our Navajo Nation probably going to go up to 20% of the votes. Skinwalker Ranch has 15% of the votes on there. We'll just add another 5% for all the friends on the Navajo Nation. And Haunted Place, nobody's really giving it any love. So which show about the unknown do you watch the most, ladies and gentlemen? Looks like Jason, Grant, and the crew at Ghost Hunters is getting the love. Now, Sally, which one of those shows out of those four shows?
You know, I watched some Ghost Hunters, but there's a cool show called Unexplained with William Shatner. You check that out?
Yes. I should have put that one on there instead of Haunted Highways. Yeah.
That's the one I've checked out before. And I think, that's something we kind of catch a little bit on YouTube here and there.
Yeah.
I know that I used to love that, just reading out of the book, but of course now everybody watches shows. But yeah, William Shatner with the Unexplained.
Well, you can check out all that stuff. And there's also new Unexplained show, Files of the Unknown or something.
Files of the Unexplained, something like that.
Yeah, Files of the Unexplained. That's right. Files of the Unexplained. It's out right now on Netflix, Files of the Unexplained. And I wanted to, it's even about unsolved homicides or mysteries, unsolved mysteries in there. So you can go through
crimes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like 8 or 9 episodes. So, and
isn't America's Most Wanted coming back on with the Sun?
Yes, I can't wait for that. America's Most Wanted. I'm ecstatic about that one too. A wrestling show that I watched with the guy from Arrow is going to be making its way to Netflix. Going to bring it back since Stars wouldn't bring it back. And then I'm hoping Quantum Leap, the new version.
I like the original with Scott Bakula.
Yeah, And then, but the new one did so well, and NBC says they're not bringing it back. So hopefully Netflix picks it up. You know.
Well, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people about, with shows. Nowadays, old shows are new again. On account of Netflix and all these streaming apps.
Yeah.
So you could hook up with a show, it came out 10 years ago, and now you got the ability to just watch it commercial free and the whole rainy Saturday and just binge on some show. And I finished Madam Secretary. I never watched it when it was out.
Wow, right.
I believe it was a CBS show, and boy, I really enjoyed that on Netflix lately.
Well, I've been watching a lot of old ones. I've been watching a lot of old ones. Been going way back. I've been watching, rewatching WKRP, of course, watching the new WKRP, watching Hogan's Heroes, Head of the Class.
Oh, yeah.
I've been going way back.
So. I watched some old Twilight Zones one day, talking about Tales of the Unexplained.
Yeah. I was talking about that earlier.
Some of those still make you think twice.
That's right. So there's a lot of great stuff out that you can go watch and not have to worry about if you anything you don't want to watch today. Well, we're going to talk about, since it's Weird Wednesday and we do a lot of history, we're going to talk, and Histories and Mysteries is the name of Sally's YouTube show. So she's going to do a little history, then she's going to give us the mystery. And since we are in springtime, heading into summer, it's baseball season. So we're going to talk about the history of baseball.
That's right. We love baseball. Gosh, I love baseball. I've been watching ball since I was a kid with my dad. I was a big Johnny Bench fan. I just we love some baseball. And when we lived in Norcross, we talked about that before. We lived in Norcross for like 30 years. And there was a lot of history of baseball in that town. And that's where I kind of got digging on the history and researching. And, of course, it started out Rounders from England. It's called Rounders. And it was basically like a rock. Not like a ball with a cork in it.
Ugh.
So it was sort of a low ground game, not really how we think of baseball with these big home runs and stuff. And do you know how it came to this country, Ryan? How it started in America? It was through West Point Academy.
Oh, really?
The West Point Academy, of course, trains the higher up, the leaders for the Army and the military. And that school was really started by military types that had come, straight from England, our English heritage.
Wow.
And they brought the game around with them.
Wow.
And then during the Civil War, they were playing rounders like in between battles for sort of like a mental health break kind of a thing.
Right.
Something to do. And they would be playing rounders, and that's how it kind of got around the country, was during the Civil War. So I thought that was sort of an interesting bit of history.
Yes.
And, of course, then we started having town teams, and that would be after the Civil War. So you're talking late 1800s, right around 1900. The different towns, this is before Major League Baseball.
Right.
Different towns would have what they called town teams. And they would go play other towns.
Yes.
And it would be the form of entertainment for everybody in these small towns on a Saturday night, because they didn't get the opportunity to binge on Netflix like we were talking about.
Nope.
There was nothing else to do. And so literally everybody in town, all the stores would close. Everybody would head to the local town field to watch baseball.
Yes.
And this is how we started with the National Biscuit Company was coming around with wagons serving fruitcakes and crackers, and they were the first baseball concessions.
Wow.
And of course, that's Nabisco. The National Biscuit Company is now Nabisco.
Yes.
And so these guys would be playing for their towns, and it also, of course, when you were a kid growing up, there wasn't much else to do.
Right.
So, going to knock a ball around, and my dad told stories of just balling up socks or cutting a tennis ball. They were basically stickball. Everybody remembers stickball if you're old enough to remember stickball.
Right.
You just go out with an old broomstick and find something to hit, and play basically baseball in the street. And these original teams They didn't have a ball with a cork in it. This is before the cork-filled ball.
Right.
So it was really a dead game. You know, it was really dead ball. Wasn't super exciting to watch, but it was all they had. And then, you know, when they put the cork in, oh boy, those balls started sailing out of the park. And the crowds would go. I mean, that was insane to watch this ball just sail, you know, over the fences and home run. And the baseball's come a long way. Now, these town teams, of course, started developing people, entrepreneurs and businessmen. Hey, we can make $1, bringing some of the best players together. And that's how Major League Baseball started. And, of course, it started with the Cincinnati Red Stockings, first professional team ever.
Red Stockings,
yep. The big ones, Boston, New York, Chicago, eventually Philadelphia. And, of course, Philadelphia was the Athletics, or it was the Phillies. And, you know, Atlanta was a little slow to get in the game, but it wasn't as big of a metropolis in the early days.
Nope.
So these big towns, you know, basically northeast of the United States, that's where baseball started, you know, in the professional level. But the scouts would come around to these town teams and draft these kids into baseball. And this was during, you know, times of the Depression around 1919 in the 20s. And to get, you know, a little contract to go travel and make some money, and that was a big deal for these kids. And so to learn the game of baseball was, you know, a way out of maybe being a cotton farmer or, you know, otherwise sort of stuck in the countryside. And so it was a way for the boys to get out. And in Norcross, there were more boys drafted per capita to the bigs in, I believe it was the year 1918, than any other city in the United States of America.
Wow.
So that's kind of a cool thing. And two of them were sets of brothers.
Right.
And what's cool about that is that those two sets of brothers, their baseball story ended up being part of some legendary parts of baseball. First of all, do you know who hit the longest home run in baseball history?
No, I'm not going to Google it. I'm not going to Google it. So I don't.
No Googling. So you might be thinking, people are out there probably thinking Babe Ruth, maybe someone like that. Now he's
Right.
alive, but we're talking distance. And
Distance.
this was Roy Carlisle.
Oh, yes. I'd heard that
Born and
name.
raised in Norcross, Georgia, right here, Georgia boy. And in July, I believe it was 1918. I'd have to look up through my book. He was out in California, and it was sort of an exhibition game on 4th of July. And he hit a ball so hard and so far, it not only went out of the stadium, but people saw it bounce over a rooftop and land in a gutter. And the next day, his teammates went looking for the ball. And when they found the ball in the gutter, it measured from home plate to the gutter 618 feet. And if you do, anybody out there listening, you want to do a Google search, it is absolutely true that Roy Carlisle of Georgia hit what is still recorded as the longest home run in baseball history.
Wow. That is awesome.
Kind of a cool thing, I think so too. So it was 1911 when the ball got to court.
Right.
And that's, you know, basically what changed the course of baseball history. Now, Roy's brother, Cleo Carlisle, also played. He was a Detroit Tiger. The Detroit Tigers were one of the original teams as well. And another Georgia boy played for the Tigers. Any guesses on that one? Pretty famous one. Royston, Georgia.
Shoeless Joe Jackson? I don't know. Ty Cobb. Oh, yes, because they named it.
Ty Cobb played for the Tigers.
That's right.
He played in the outfield alongside Cleo Carlisle, Roy Carlisle's brother. And
Very
that
famous.
was when Ty Cobb was not only playing ball, but when he wasn't in the field, he was coaching third base. So he was a player and a coach. You don't see that anymore.
No, you do not. You do not.
You don't see that anymore. So that's kind of interesting stuff. And then another set of, and that is, people argue with me about, is that really true? It is true, and it is still 618 feet of all is still listed in the Guinness World Book of Records.
Wow.
It's buried in the town cemetery of Norcross. And I had shared with you a link to a YouTube video that we did, Souls of Norcross. And he's one of the souls that we consider, we tell his story. And I go to his grave site and tell his story and share some images of him as well, he and his brother. So that's pretty cool history right there, right out of Norcross, Georgia. And then another set of brothers were the Wingos.
Okay.
And this was Red and Ivy Wingo. And Ivy Wingo's claim to fame is he was playing for the Cincinnati Reds in 1919. And my baseball buffs, that might spark something in your mind. That was the year of the White Sox scandal.
Oh, yeah. White Sox, Yankees.
So who played for the Chicago White Sox that year? Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yes, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
That was the year that Joe Jackson was kicked out of baseball. But the interesting part about Ivy, two things. One, his original bubblegum card, they called him back then the baseball card, bubblegum card, it spelled his name I-V-Y, Wingo. But his name was I-V-E-Y. And then they had to produce another baseball card that was corrected. So that card with the I-V-Y is very rare, quite expensive online because of the fact that it was a misspelling. Now, when we tell ghost stories about Ivy, we tell people, they said on the bubblegum card I-V-Y, but his tombstone is I-V-Y, V-E-Y. So I don't know what you believe more, a bubblegum card or a tombstone. But
right.
I'm going to believe the tombstone.
Yep, me too.
But now, interesting too about Ivy, when he came back to Norcross after playing in the World Series, so if you study that World Series, it was really hyped up by the media. Imagine that. That never happens, right?
Right.
The media really hyped up this whole scandal.
They would never.
Story. Ivy came back to Norcross and really basically became an alcoholic and would just spend his days smoking cigarettes and drinking and telling people how they got cheated out of that game because people said even though the Reds won the series, it was tainted because of this media story of, the Chicago just threw the game.
Right.
And so for him, here's a kid, played baseball since, he can walk practically. He and his brother lived literally across the street in Norcross from the town field. So, they were after chores, they were over there all the time.
Right.
Playing ball.
Right.
And for a kid, what's your dream? To be in the World Series.
Exactly.
So he gets that pinnacle in his life, but the whole thing is marred because of the media. And if you look at the statistics, so he would tell people, look at the statistics, look at the stats. Statistically, they won that game fair and square.
Right.
And of course, Shoeless Joe got kicked out of baseball, but not everyone knows he ended up going to Savannah, Georgia. So here's another Georgia connection.
Okay.
He ended up going to Savannah, Georgia, and he opened a dry cleaning business. And that's how he lived the end of his life as a dry cleaner. But he also, under an assumed name, now I've never been able to find out what the name is, but I've had several old timers verify to me that they would 100% testify that they knew it was him, but under another name, he was back again playing like basically AAA ball.
Wow.
But he was under an assumed name because he loved the game so much. And for him to get kicked out of baseball was a big deal, And of course, what most people remember is the movie Field of Dreams.
Yes.
One of the greatest baseball movies in history, all about Shoeless Joe.
Right.
And all these players. And it was funny because in Norcross, the original town field, when we first moved there, it was still a ball field. Our kids practiced ball there.
Right.
On this old town field. And then the city decided decided it would be better, beneficial to the city to turn it into a park.
Right.
And it has a splash pad and a fountain, and it's lovely.
Right.
But they got rid of the baseball field.
Wow.
Well, in Field of Dreams it says, "Build it and they will come."
If they build it, they will. Yes.
In Norcross, they tore it down, but they won't leave. Because we were there doing a ghost tour one evening, and we had a psychic named Reese Christian. And she's very well known in Atlanta. She solves missing person cases. If there's a real deal, she's the real deal in the psychic world.
Right.
She's surprised me many times. So she was sitting at our ticket booth, and up the hill was this new park. And she'd never been to Norcross before. She didn't know anything about Norcross. And it was a real quiet moment. And she looked at a couple of us at the ticket booth, and she said, what's up that hill? And now, if you know anything about psychics, you don't give them information. You let them give you information.
Right.
You're just like, why would you ask,
Right.
She said she could hear a cheering crowd up the hill.
Wow.
And it was dark, silent out. No one was at the park. She still heard a cheering crowd. So she was convinced that on Saturday nights in Norcross, where the city park is now,
right,
there's still these spirits of these ball players coming out, still playing the game, and people cheering them from the hillside.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the history of baseball and the other and the unknown attached to it. Here in just a few moments, we've got Sally Toole from Histories and Mysteries with us this morning on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys in lockdown? Yes, Cher says in Iowa. She lives in Iowa. Field of Dreams was filmed in Iowa. She's been there. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they usually play some baseball games there as well near that. And Pete, yep, you were right about the Civil War thing. Yep. If you guys keep listening, we'll get more history and baseball history with Histories and Mysteries' very own Sally Toole right after this. Stay with us. All right. We're at the break.
Cool. So somebody online was verifying that we were correct on our facts?
Well, they were saying it all before you said it. So
that's cool.
And then when you started saying it, I was like, yep. So So you're preaching.
When we come back, I want to tell you a story about a guy named Jack Trimble from Norcross.
Okay.
He played what was then known, of course, as the Negro League. So I do want to touch on that a little bit.
Okay.
Because I've been trying lately to the Black history and African American history is something I'm completely fascinated with, and it's very hard to find details because it was just really washed over.
In the South, no.
And so, people just didn't care. People just simply did not care.
I know what you mean. Black history washed over in the South, no.
Jack Trimble, and we can talk about that one as well. Yep, build it and they will come.
If they build it, if you build it, they will come.
That Field of Dreams makes me just want to watch it again after I talk about it. That's got to be one of my all-time favorite movies.
You'll probably end up watching it and telling me next month, guess what? I watched it.
I know. I watched it again. And nowadays, you can probably find any movie you want to watch.
You can definitely find anything you want on so many different channels. And I'm not telling anybody that's listening and viewing this morning or anybody listening where to go and find all this, but you can find it. Some people didn't pay for WrestleMania over the weekend, so.
Oh, gosh. My husband's been watching a lot of that. He's been watching some old wrestling from back in the Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair days. He's been watching some of that.
Well, we're going to be running some of that on our television network pretty soon. We've got some.
That's cool.
We got some local type of out of Memphis wrestling running right now, and we're working on a couple of other wrestling shows to come on, especially since it's so big right now.
Yeah, I got a story in one of my scary books about midget wrestlers at a little hotel. That's the whole story. That was crazy. We thought there was kids getting out of a van in their pajamas. We were like,
Wow.
why are those people letting those kids run around? Come to find out they're midget wrestlers in their little costumes.
Wow.
Who are these people? And they stayed at the same hotel we were at. Their promoter came out on the porch where we were sitting and offered us to go over to the Coliseum to watch it, but we'd already been participating in an adult libation at that point, so we said no thanks, and also going out to Cumberland Island the next morning. But yeah, midget wrestlers, that was a hoot.
Cool. Well, we're coming back now. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary with a little X-Files theme in the background there. We welcome you back in, and we've got from Histories and Mysteries, our tour guide, our traveler, our blogger, our expert in all things that are history and mysteries from the History and Mystery Show. She's also a Family Feud champion and a grandma and mother, and of course, breakfast. I don't know. When is breakfast again?
What? Breakfast is good. I cheated this morning because I had to talk to you, so I scooted out from McDonald's.
Oh no. Well, I'm sure it's all good.
There's nothing wrong with a McDonald's dip biscuit. I'll just put that out there, guys.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with one. And when you get around near us here in between Noonan and everywhere you're going to be in the next couple of months, there's a couple of great places. We even got a Hardee's up the road from us.
Oh, listen, my favorite in Noonan, I'll just say it. It's that Town and Country.
I know. You'll be there every day.
I'll be there every day. You know me, I'll be cooking a lot of breakfast. We like a nice big breakfast. We're not cereal people here, that's for sure.
For sure. The grandkids get some real food when they get there.
They get some real groceries around here. So.
No Pop-Tarts. That's a snack. Pop-Tart's a snack. That's not breakfast.
There you go.
Well, Sally, we're continuing talking with you this morning, and a lot of people are participating. Angel in the Outfield, similar. People are talking about all different movies. They are enjoying the history of baseball, and we've been talking about it. We've even got to the spooky and unknown there. So let's continue talking about a little bit more about what's going on in the world of the history of baseball.
Yeah, well, one of the other interesting things, and people might not even realize this, but of course, it was segregated. Baseball was segregated originally.
Yep.
And there was your Negro League and, your regular MLB baseball league. And so the boys who were the African Americans wanted to play, they were great athletes, but, that the color barrier hadn't been broken yet. And there was a boy right out of Norcross. His name was Jack Trimble. And, of course, like I said, these boys were keen to play this game because it was really not much else to do. And in Norcross, there is, I don't know the amount of acreage, but if people know about right after the Civil War, and the slaves were given, a certain amount of acreage and a mule, basically, there's a chunk of land in Norcross that this was slave descendants. And when I was doing research in the Norcross area, I interviewed many people who had the lineage, and yes, they were their grandparents were brought here as slaves, and now they're freed slaves, and they have that whole history. Well, one was this young man named Jack Trimble, and for him to play baseball, it was a way for him to basically escape the small town life, maybe not necessarily have to be out on the cotton farms and so forth. And he was good enough to play ball on the same level as the pros.
Right.
But before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, Trimble wasn't really allowed on this little city field in Norcross. So Trimble, he was really swift of foot, and he was able to catch fly balls. He would ride a bus into Atlanta to team up with a team called the Black Crackers. Well, the block from the Norcross Depot was the lot where he should have been able to play. Here, this kid, good enough to play with the boys in Norcross, but simply not born of the correct color is what they thought, their perception in those days. So he would get on this bus and he would ride down, and he was getting paid semi-pro, rate of pay to play for this team. But imagine, here's a team, walking distance from your house, but you got to go get on the train or get on a bus and then, 20 miles into Atlanta, just to play the game. And that's how it was. And now I just found a little quote in the book people might find interesting. Our longtime mayor of Norcross, her name was Lillian Webb, out over there in Gwinnett County, Georgia. And she, I interviewed her several times, and she remembers walking over. Everybody in town on a Wednesday and a Saturday would walk over from spring through the summer. That was considered baseball season. All the stores closed, and everybody, was over there watching baseball because that's all there really was to do.
Right.
And like I said, they were scouting these teams, and they would come out and offer maybe $100 a month would be your pay. And then also sometimes they were just playing for fruitcakes. And a gentleman I knew, he was a colonel in the Army, older gentleman. He would have been over 100 years old. He's passed now. John Adams. He wanted to preserve the baseball history of Norcross, and he and several other locals, they put together a baseball Hall of Fame for Norcross. And there still is several memorabilia at the Welcome Center.
Right.
So if anybody's out and about wanting to, get around Norcross on a Saturday, check out the Welcome Center if you're a ball fan. And also, we've got our semi-pro team in Gwinnett County. What are they called now? The Trouts or something? Or
Yes, yeah, something like that.
Rovers? That's something.
Well, we have many.
The ball field is up, in North Gwinnett. Well, they opened that semi-pro stadium, and what they started doing was they've got a little baseball Hall of Fame, basically sports Hall of Fame.
Right.
Someone who went to school in Gwinnett County over the years, and they recognize 4 or 5 every year. David Green, the football player from UGA. My husband and I were actually there the day he was inducted.
Wow.
Then, because of the stories that I was able to share about the Carlisles and the Wingos in magazines and in books, I was able to bring their history to the light in Gwinnett County to the point where they inducted all 4 of those boys into that local Hall of Fame up at the Braves AAA.
Right.
Gwinnett County. And one of the family members of the Wingos were there, actually several family members. And it was really touching to me because when they got inducted, the families made mention of me during their, thank you speeches, thanking me as an author and a historian.
Wow.
Bringing to light, the history. So that was kind of a cool moment for me, to know that I sort of helped get their story preserved.
Excellent.
People, because most of the people that are inducted in that, they're still alive.
Right.
They're playing pro ball or pro whatever. And these guys, of course, were long gone. But to bring the history back that far, that was really a neat thing to do. And like I said, the history of baseball is so cool, and you still, these movies that people are talking about, people still put on a baseball movie, and some of the greatest movies are baseball movies. I think because it marks time, and baseball's a season, and our life is a season, and people think of the marching on of time. And baseball is just part of that for so many people.
It is. It definitely is. Well, Sally, is always this informative, it's fun, and it's spooky at times, and it's great. And everybody's enjoying this talk about the history of baseball today. So we know we have a lot of Major League Baseball fans on here. We have a Summer League, the Sun Belt League, which is bringing a lot of teams out there in Marietta, the Atlanta Blues. We've got the Atlanta Crackers. We've got so many great teams. The Columbus Chattahoochee
I
were
want to
there.
go see the Savannah Bananas one day.
Oh, you missed them when they came to Columbus a couple of years ago. They were at.
That's a whole thing, man.
It is. That's the Savannah Bananas.
Marketing genius right there.
You know what's funny about that? They had John Cena, the wrestler, play in one of their games.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yes.
One of my grandsons thinks he's the coolest.
So he'd love it if John. It'd have been cool if John would have been there the day that he could have went and saw him. He would have loved it. But
yeah, he would have loved that.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, people enjoy baseball. Like my only gripe with baseball is it's so hard to watch on TV. It's so expensive for the average person.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe with baseball these days. I remember when you could watch it on the Turner Network.
Yep.
And my aunt in Syracuse, New York, was a Braves fan because you had these open signals, just like the Chicago. I believe it was the Cubs for WGN, and that was an open signal.
Yep.
And everybody across the country could watch some baseball. So that's my only gripe with baseball is bring it back where the average guy can afford to watch some baseball.
Exactly.
And that's my only beg in the world, please.
Or you can listen to it on the radio, because we got baseball too, and we got guys that take care of the Braves for you. So
cool.
They're called Braves Country Radio, and they have Braves games, and so there you go. But Sally, as always, tell us how to follow you, what's coming up, what's going on with Histories and Mysteries, and more.
Well, I tell you, if they check out YouTube, Sally Toole, Toole, and it's Histories and Mysteries. And this, if you're interested in more about the baseball stories, a little bit in more depth, check out that the link I believe Ryan probably posted about that particular video of Norcross. And we've got a lot going on. We are kind of in we're about to turn a chapter in our lives, which I'll just say we'll talk about that next month when everything changes. But we're going to be, coming out with a lot more stuff. We're going to start doing some traveling and talking about Ty Cobb. I want to get up to Royston and see that museum. So maybe, we'll be getting out to some of these little known museums around the South and starting, get everybody out with us and tagging along as we explore our next chapter.
That sounds good to me. Well, Sally, as always, it's wonderful having you on the show. We're going to let you out on good Weird Wednesday for us. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. We'll close out the show in just a few more little topics to get to. That's after the break. Stay with us. Sounds wonderful as always. We appreciate it, Sally.
Yeah, I love the baseball history. That's some cool stuff. I hope people enjoyed that.
Oh, they sure did. They were talking about it in the feed, so they enjoyed it.
Good. I love that. All right, buddy. Well, I will let you know the progress here, and we will talk next month.
All right.
Maybe from a whole new location.
Ooh, maybe a haunted location. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe. I'll go broadcast next time right from a cemetery or something. Huh?
There you go. That'd be cool.
It would be.
All right.
Thanks so much. And we'll talk to you next month. Then.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call 678-829-SHOW. That's 678-829-SHOW.
All right, we're getting ready to go back, close up. I appreciate it, guys. Keep share, subscribe. I appreciate you liking what we're doing. We're trying to provide radio on the internet too. Tomorrow's True Crime Thursday, and then we'll have a true crime expert.
Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
You can use it to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level. Bruce Thornton, join me in Underwood every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 9.1 FM, the key for our show. Here always every week we will have lyrics of songs and we cover many messages that we
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you back into your favorite radio show on 99.1 FM WQEE The Key and all over radio and everywhere. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. The show was great. It was a great way to start the morning. Thank you. I appreciate that, Captain. Captain Hot Buns. I appreciate that, my friends. And I appreciate everybody being with us, enjoying it and everything. Tomorrow's True Crime Thursday. We're going to get some true crime news in here, as well as we're going to talk about one of our daily dumbest of the day and maybe dumb crook. We'll get those are kind of mixed in one. And we'll talk with Elizabeth Sarles. She's the author of The Birthday Bash, a book about her brother's unsolved homicide. She and I are going to talk about another unsolved homicide in small town USA, where everybody knows your name. They know your mom and them. They don't know who did it. And we are putting light and names. We are calling the names out of the victims and not supervising or superstarring the killers and the murderers and the people that do that. And we do that 2 weeks in a row. Next week we'll have Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast doing the same thing from across the country. So that's going to be a great way to start every Thursday morning out. True Crime Thursday. Elizabeth Sarles will join us tomorrow morning. And Friday morning, we've got two great guests. In the second period of play, we're going to have comedian Jim Gossett will join us. He's got a big event coming up April 20th in Roswell. We'll talk about that event, what's coming up, and what he's been up to as of lately. And we'll get a little comedy from him on there. And I believe we'll probably play one of his comedy special. He does comedy parodies and songs. So we'll have one of those for you. And ladies and germs, we'll also jump in there with Holly Reese from Warrior Defenders in the final period. She's got more information for you. And we're going to talk about, women defense. And that's coming up on Friday. So great mixture of programming all week long. And we'll get into some, throw you out the news you need to know, because you have to know all that. And you can read for it on the YouTube page. Actually, we put it on the WQEE Facebook page for you to read on your own. Don't want to tell you what to think. We just want to present some things, have a good time, give you your news, and have some great guests if you're tuning in for the first time. All right. That being said and done, pull that down. That being said and done, we got a few more minutes left with you. Stay tuned for Dr. Louis Boynton. Yeah, he always kicks off his first official Wednesday of each month, music therapy. He plays music, talks about it and everything. That's going to be from 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. We'll follow that up with Calvary Fellowship out of Peachtree City show, church service. And then the best sports lineup in the business, 12 to 3, 12 to 5, 12 to 2, I'll have the sports beat. Well, 12 to 2, I have Rod Peterson show live with Rod Peterson, Atlanta's NHL, CFL, and NFL show. We'll have him today. Also from 2 to 3, the sports beat with Richard Holdridge. He brings you all of your local sports and national sports mixed in there. And then from 3 to 5, we are Praise Country Radio with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. And then best sports lineup in the business. We're going to start adding more sports programs. There's a lot of people in the area from here to Carrollton and everything that want to do some shows on the network, and we're going to get them all. We're expanding a lot of shows in the metro Atlanta and Atlanta area. A lot of people want to do things and be a part of the station. So we're going to be bringing them into the station as we get into the summertime. And we're going to be talking about Peach State Cats on the radio here. They're an NIL football team, and we'll talk more about that. 99.1 FM, the Key baseball team. We do need a baseball team. We're talking about, since the Columbus Chattahoochee are no longer out of Columbus, maybe we can bring a baseball team to Noonan or LaGrange. I'm saying bring it to Grantville to help our friends out in Grantville and Coweta County. They've got a great ball field over there and everything, and they're in Coweta County, and they're our brothers and sisters over there, and I think it'd be great. The Noonan Hammers, I love that idea. Name it after Hank Aaron, Hammer and Hank Aaron, the Hammer. The Noonan Hammers, I love that. That's who we need to bring in. I'm going to run into somebody today that might could put that in somebody's ear. All right, and one more note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Generation X. Sorry, no, I'm getting too much going back. All right, RyanORadio Penitentiary presents. Here's our poll question. We're going to finish it up. Tomorrow we'll have a true crime poll question for you. Which show about the unknown do you watch the most? Ghost Hunters got 64% of the votes. Jason, Grant, the boys there, the plumbers out of Rhode Island took the number one spot. The gentlemen at number 2, Ghost Adventures at 21% of the votes. I'd say about 20% of the votes are going to, even though it says 14 on here, Skinwalker Ranch. We're going to have to add our Navajo Nation friends to that one because they didn't get the vote on here. And then Haunted Highway got no votes. So there you go. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. So there you go. We're going to get out of here. I do appreciate everybody being with us this morning. We're going to end that poll question. We got to get a baseball team here. Yeah, we got to get a baseball team here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate all the people joking, saying, man, you can take a joke. Yes. It's all about having a good time. Our listeners are all about having a good time. Everybody else is going to cry and go, those are called trolls. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're people who like to have fun. That's why they tune into this show. Because you guys are boring. But we appreciate every one of y'all being with us this morning. Share, everybody for being with us. Pete, everybody for being with us. Captain Hot Buns. I love saying that. Everybody was on with us from the beginning to the end. We appreciate every one of you guys this morning. And we'll be back tomorrow with more RyanORadio Penitentiary. Until we meet again, peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and a fabulous good night. Stay tuned for Dr. Lewis Boynton and Hope, Healing, and Inspiration. No, sorry. Health, Happiness, and Harmony. Hope, Healing, and Inspiration is on Friday. Health, Happiness, and Harmony. Good thing you wasn't in here when I said that. Did I feel the earthquake last Friday? Nope. There was nothing here. Ghost Brothers are good. That was another one I was trying to find. I was going to put all the names of ghosts in there. That was another one I was going to try to find. I wish I'd have remembered that. I'd put it in here. But Health, Happiness, and Harmony Hour, Dr. Lewis Boynton is next. He hasn't sent me a message saying he won't be here, so hopefully he'll be here. No, I didn't feel any earthquake last Friday. Not in my area. Pete fell off a ladder, so he felt an earthquake, but that was the day I fell. Yeah, you fell off a ladder. Not funny, I'm just saying. 5 states did. Wow. Well, earthquakes happen. But I'm not going to take it in and try to put it in like a certain person in North Georgia tried to do. Because we all, after the rapture on Monday, we're all still here. So I guess we got to change. I know what I got to change. The doctor told me, you got to get over disliking that one guy you dislike. That one person I dislike is holding me back. I'm telling you guys this right now. I got one person, and it's not because I don't like them because of what they do or who they are. They're not even in my business. I know you were laughing about falling, but I didn't think it was funny that you fell and got hurt. But I'm telling you this right now. I know I got to change that one thing about me. So please, everyone, try to change something about you. Figure out something. It's hard for me, I'm telling you. And when it's not even somebody in your business, guys, it's not even somebody in your business. Whether they're not even in your business, music, they're not even at the level of the music business you're in, or even in the broadcast business, and you let them hurt you. Whew, it's hurting me. I'm one of the safest people. Yeah, that's what happens when you fall off the fall off the ladder. That's very safe. All right, I'm picking with you. I know I have to do that. But they did some very, very bad things. So that's why, I don't get all up in arms about all these politicians out there and what they do. Like, they don't affect me personally. Some of them affect my money, but they don't affect me personally. All right. I hear the bell. I know, Ryan. It's time to go. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Where are you at, Lewis? All right, guys, you have a great day. I have to ask him every day, for sure. And I appreciate that you guys just pray for me. All right, because I don't want it holding me back. Because we got so much stuff going on here and all the great people coming on here. I just wish I could send all my so-called, my listeners that other people would call trolls after. He'd cry if they picked at him. All right, you guys have a great day.